As the Collingwood army get dragged into September, Gary.
Well, where's the Army tonight, Brian? They are the best crowd going around, the Magpies. They have been for a long time, and I'm just surprised that they're not drawing as big as Carlton and Essendon.
Pick a number, Brian, that you think will be here. And
there's Tom.
We've got Tom.
There he is.
Oh, Tom's here. In a box by the looks, or at dinner, but he is here.
Crown box. He's taken over the top 9 levels.
On the Acer Gemstone replay there, we're seeing Tom is here.
Yeah, that was my comment for someone who wasn't that interested. There's Tom!
Toss of the coin. Matty Lloyd has won the toss, kick towards the city end down there, but Tom and Katie are in the house, and someone explaining the football terminology to Tom.
Matty Lloyd's got a bit
Could
of time
take a while.
about it.
Now, within a couple of thousand, Brian, how many will be here?
Within a couple of thousand, Jason, we'll have 71,000 here tonight.
Oh, that's low.
Well, it's a big game. It's a really big game. The Bombers on a little roll. They've beaten Collingwood the last 2 times.
75.
48 points.
Readjusted.
And 5, and they've averaged 127 points over the last 3 weeks. So this attacking style of play has served them so very, very well.
But on the other hand, Gary, Collingwood have just conceded 70 points per game in their last 5 games.
Yeah, well, that's interesting, isn't it? 166%, as I said, in that 5 wins. So they're stopping them. And last week, of course, they scored the highest score of the year. So all the elements are there. But as I said, and Chief also alluded to, fierce contest, fierce pressure at the Essendon ball carrier. If Essendon can manage that and get away with it and still find some free players, then they will score goals.
Fletcher starting down back, as is Adam McPhee.
Leon comes to the line. Thomas, Beams and Medhurst, as you heard from the doc. The Essendon players are already there, and we are ready to get going. The big, big game to kick off round 14, and what a round it is. Essendon and Collingwood at the home of football. The Essendon Footy Club are heading to the city end and ready to get this one started. Here's the best caller in football, Brian Taylor. The players just working their way into position. And the umpire is going to hold the yellow Sharon aloft any moment.
All right, well, we're about to get underway. And this big one, Collingwood at Essendon. Tom Cruise in the house, we believe, over in the Crown box. We're ready to go. Umpire holds the ball off. Paddy Ryder in the middle to do it with Josh Fraser. Paddy Ryder been superb this year. Bounce in the middle. Ryder wins the tap out. Goes immediately to Prismal. Got the kick away towards the half-forward line. Lonergan was knocked over by Maxwell. They're playing directly on each other. Maxwell's tackle was very good. Dispossessing it was. But the Bombers maintain possession. They go inside 50. First time tonight. Good-looking ball. There's Lloyd. Harry O'Brien's there. He got tackled immediately. Put his hands on the prune. Ball comes to ground. The Bombers forward force. And it's Davey. Eventually Didak in defence. Able to get an underground handball that will result in going over the line. No, it won't. Didak out of defence.
Kept into O'Brien at half-back. Back to Didak. Assesses his options and then massages a right footer down the line. A hold, surely.
Yeah, that's Welsh, who's got Swan. Did a great job on Judd last week. He's now got Dane Swan.
Off to Dick. To half forward with a long one. It carries Cloak and McPhee. Bouncing in front of the NAB Rising Star nominee, Tate Pears. A man whose first name's Tate and his second name's Pears. Over the top, McPhee back to a runner in Pears, and he can double around. Thumping handball to McPhee, so lots of possession for him. Then Welsh and Winderlick at half-back.
Winderlick was going forward, eventually decided to retreat back to McPhee. McPhee easy, handball to Pears, Gary.
Good pressure in Collingwood, forced them wide.
Stopped them going up the corridor, didn't they?
Yep. Voices of Gary Lyon and Jason Dunstall, the Triple M experts on tonight. The kick goes forward. It was at the feet of Dempsey, who harasses, tries to win it. Dyson came out with the ball, got a handball backwards. Lloyd had to go back and get it near the boundary line. A nice little handball, kept it alive here. Monfries back to Dempsey. I like this man, can go either way, and I mean with the football. Got it, Winderlick. Winderlick left foot kick around the corner. Good ball here. The Bombers starting to look like they're in an attacking frame of mind here, as we've got
Hank Slattery there.
Slattery to drive the ball forward, and the Bombers through Prismal go with a short ball and find the integrity target, and they'll have the first shot at goal through Welsh.
Chief, I don't know whether they just they might have done exactly the opposite. We'll have to wait and see, but they seem to lay off the Essendon boys a little bit. The Collingwood boys sort of corralled them and didn't allow them to run and engage.
Perhaps worried about overcommitting and getting beaten cold and allowing the run to come through the middle.
Welsh thought about the play on, but from 52 went out and went bang and just fell a metre or two short. He always doubted himself on the journey. And a minor score. The first with the Bombers of the night on the Triple M Penrite All scoreboard.
Over the top from Didak to Wellingham at half-back. Handball to Swan on the wing. Outer side. Collingwood going to the punt road end. Long ball from Swan looking for Cloak. McPhee. Oh, nice one grabber. Defensive mark there for McPhee back in the Bombers' side. Takes it defensive 50 punt road end. Short ball to Prismal. Been a good addition for the Bombers. He goes to Pears. Now Elwyn Davey, who's got Harry O for company, if you don't mind.
14 centimetres and about 15 kilos he's giving away. Big Elwyn Davey.
Sure how much Harry's got in his act, but he's going to need some.
He's got a bit.
Long looking for Ryder. Got nice hands to it. He's going to be paid the mark.
Generous paying of the mark. I thought he got the hands to it but didn't hold it long enough. You mentioned McPhee earlier on Travis Cloak. 5 early possessions to McPhee. Started well.
Long ball from Ryder. Hank Slattery. The only one having a look at the pill in the air.
He used hands in that marking contest.
Well, I think he did, but he pushed him in the side, didn't he?
Yeah, that's confusing.
You called it beautifully, Jim. He's the only one that looked at the footy. Didak was looking to rove the ball coming in. There might have been a hand in the back, but...
Got a little clip across the nose he'll get away with.
He hands it off to
Dusty.
Fletcher. And Big Dusty gets the trip easily, but pushes it away to the right. Second behind for the Bombers. They're 2 behinds. Collingwood yet to score. Triple M Penrite All scoreboard.
Well, Possumised Tuvey has got a big job on Andy Lovett, who's been in rare form this season for the Bombers.
Fraser marks in the back pocket and kicks it out wide to Lockyer, who dropped an easy mark in front of the MCC members, and that'll be a boundary throw-in for the Bombers. A win for them.
Slattery's got a big job on Didak, but if he can keep pushing forward and doing things like that, taking marks in the attacking 50, that'll go a long way towards getting the job done.
Crowd starting to build here at the MCG. Good crowd. Ball knocked out of the contest there to Lovett. Davey couldn't get down low enough. Harry O was there. Had it knocking out of his hands by Davey. And now a handball comes, an opportunity here for a Prismal to get it off the ground. He does. Little left foot kick around the corner is pretty good. Monfries. Ball was punched away by the sack. Tyson Goldsack did well. Chases his own punch away down. Got it near the boundary line. Banged it another 35 up the southern stand wing. And Cloak overran the ball. McPhee at half-back. The give-and-go handball out the back door, Dempsey. And now McPhee. A straightening ball to centre half-back and finds Lucas.
Through the middle.
Lucas gets a handball off to Ricky Dyson. The kick's no good, but it hits Lonergan on the bounce. Lonergan inside 50 to Ryder. He turns around with a snap, and it lands in the hands of Heathy Shaw. Gets it off to Swan, gets it back from Swan, and then gives it to Fraser at centre half-back. And he goes backwards and a little sideways to Harry O'Brien.
He sure was on the move quickly through the middle of the ground, gave it to Big Josh Fraser, who went slowly back out the back flank.
Tell you what, I hope Travis Cloak gets his hands on the prune soon. He is getting one of the great touch-ups from Adam McPhee.
O'Brien to Pendlebury, then got it back and then handed it on to Cloak. Kick down the line. Look at this man, Tate Pearce.
Well, they've got no presence in their forward line. Both Anthony and as Chief pointed out, Cloak aren't even able to halve a contest at the moment.
Not competitive at the moment is back-to-back Jack Anthony. Little kick over the top with Lucas. Kicked a couple on his game last week and got a bit of a belt around the head as well.
Brown's got the job on him.
Gee, look at the man on the mark. Pinched 5 metres then. Umpire wasn't alert to it. Here's Lucas. Goes back with a kick. Not all that good. Opportunity for Pears. Handball to no one in particular. A couple of Bombers surrounding the ball. Eventually McPhee went in. Picked up. Lucas involved and back to Pears. They regain their composure and reload the Bombers from half-back. Pears with a bounce. Kick to Ryder, who presents. Fraser over the top. Maxwell missed all of the ball. It spills to Reimers. Reimers a low ball to Monfries. And he marks down low right on 50.
What's he done with the boots?
I didn't recognise him. He's gone the black boots, Kyle Reimers. A beautiful pass to Monfries. 5 kicks, 5 goals last week.
Monfries goes short kick in the pocket. Here's Lloyd. Matty Lloyd extends the jukes and marks right on the boundary line. Favours his left foot, he immediately plays on. Lessens the angle by about 5 or 6 degrees and hooked it to the right and another minor score. The Bombers 3 behinds, Collingwood yet to score. Triple M Penrite All scoreboard.
A little memo for Kyle. Stay with the shiny ones. It's the only point of difference you've got at the minute as this ball nicely to Swan. How many, please, Stuart? Swan?
Carlton Natural Blondes, 5 disposals.
We have only played 7 minutes in the first term, Dane Swan.
I called that one a point. I think it's actually behind in the end, JB. They've ruled, so just 2 behinds the Bombers. Collingwood yet to score.
So thrown in footy. About 55 out from Essendon's goal. They're heading to the city end. Again, Swan. There's possession number 2, man.
6.
Unbelievable accumulator of pill. There's Kyle. He's wrapped up. I tell you what, it's kryptonite. He's taken the boots off and he's no good. Kick short from Beams was nice to Cloak. Cloak can load up looking for that man, Dick. He gets loose, Dick, but was just unable to get hold of the pill and gave away a free kick.
What was that different to the push that Slattery put on Didak?
That shouldn't have play on, surely.
It was beautiful use of the body by Dick, and the umpire over officiating there, umpire Hayden Kennedy, the most experienced umpire in footy today. In the meantime, Lovett Murray, a free-flowing bounce down the centre wing. A driving ball to Welsh, who infringed, surely. Free kick, Collingwood in defence.
Yeah, it's a good effort, Maxwell. Now, Welsh has got the job on Swan. He attacked off him, and Maxwell straight away covered for him, which was terrific footy.
Actually, we're seeing some Asa Gemstone replay of the Dick push, and it was all in front. There was nothing from behind at all. And over the line and out of bounds. We'll throw it in, half forward for the Bombers. They lead 2 points. Collingwood yet to score. We've played some 8 1/4 minutes. Just repeating the news. Tom Cruise here. Not sure about Katie. Doc's down there trying to do a bit of Pichone work next to Tom. He'll be hunting him down a little bit later on. Ball comes to ground. Won't you, Doc, for your local Toyota dealer?
Well, Brian, if I'm going to get called Pichone on that, I'll be the Pichone of the year if I can pull that one off. But I'll be definitely doing my best half-time. I'm happy to get Katie, not sure about Tom.
The team's average 88 touches a quarter, Bristol. Essendon have had 54 in 8 minutes.
Bristol brings it away. Again, the kick not great going forward. McPhee able to break it up. Leon lurking, but numbers with the Bombers. McPhee, the handball's a little strong on the Orient logo.
Oh, well done.
Slaps it inboard beautifully to Hooker. And then Prismal inside 50. Oh, look at those hands from Lloyd. Vice-like. 30 out directly in front.
Yeah, beautiful hands from Matty Lloyd, but a sensational kick from Brent Prismal as well. Great work coming off half-back. Adam McPhee, he left his man, Travis Cloak. He attacked the footy, and he then stayed involved in the play through 2 or 3 phases. Just ended up slapping it back into the corridor where he had a couple of teammates in support. The kick from Prismal, sensational. Great hands from Lloyd. Must kick this goal because they've started beautifully, the Bombers. They've got to get a goal or 2 on the board.
8 interchanges in the time since he's taken the mark to now, JB.
So Lloyd to the City end. Set shot, 30 out, no angle, and he has pulled it very, very badly. And behind the result, 3 behinds there. Essendon Collingwood yet to score.
I think he's been put off by Tom Cruise, the Matthew Lloyd lookalike.
Quickly back into play here, the Pies, as Leon Davis takes a free-flowing bounce off half-back and a chipping ball over the top to Thomas, returned to form last week. Handball went straight into the hands of McPhee, though. His kick was ordinary along the ground. Welsh tried to tidy it up with a bit of the soccer, but there's a free, and it'll be, it'll be a boundary throw-in.
Yeah. You've got to think now about Travis Cloak, getting him off and changing that forward setup. Because McPhee is so dominant. Just for 5 minutes, you just think about getting him off the ground and give McPhee something else to concentrate on.
Boundary throwing, doing the ruck work there is the big fella in Hooker. Ball in a pack of players here. It spills out to Lovett at the back of the pack. A beautiful angle kick. A nice ball here. Hocking goes forward for the Bombers with a long ball. Lucas pushed his man out of the way and took the mark. Nathan Brown was his opponent. He's directly in front, 30 out.
Well, again, Chief, number 3 in the comp for corridor entries inside 50, and they've done it again here. Matthew Lloyd took that beautiful mark right out in front, and again they ran through the middle of the ground, and Lucas outbodied his man.
3 behinds and 1 out of the full. Not this one though. Lucas has banged it home from 35, dead in front. 1-3-9 the Bombers. Collingwood yet to score on the Triple M Penrite All scoreboard.
Well, both teams poles apart at the moment. What we've got at one end is a great forward presence with Lucas and Lloyd, and at the other end, Cloak and Anthony, no presence whatsoever. But part of that, a great part of that, is the contribution that the delivery of the ball coming forward's making. Essendon through the corridor, quick, efficient use of the footy going forward. Collingwood, well, it's been pretty scrappy going forward at the moment, so they need to get a little bit more ball in the midfield, a little bit of time to compose themselves, Collingwood, and hit some targets. The Bombers have got them at 6s and 7s at the moment.
Fletcher on Medhurst at the minute. You've got to change it up now. Cloak's taking McPhee much deeper. Get right back into the goal square. Take him out of the play.
They've got to make the most, Gary, of this momentum.
They do. They got a good hold on it at the moment.
Because you know that Collingwood will come in every game of footy they play. Here's Fraser out of the centre, bounces it into the guts of Cloak inside 50, wheels around with a snap, it bounces. I think he might have got a hand on it anyway. Running back Fletcher, and are behind the result for Collingwood. So they're 1 behind Essendon are 1-3, Triple M Penrite all scoreboard.
Much better, though, when you're getting beaten, you've got to try something different. So Cloak takes McPhee to the goal square, and on that occasion was able to lead out and get to the footy first.
Fraser off, Lee Brown comes on, and Fletcher kicks out from full-back to himself. And then plays on with a long ball to Prismal, who got a nudge in the back from Lee Brown. In my book, Remus was tackled aggressively for the second time tonight and caught with the ball. Eventually it spills loose. McPhee's in there. Swan's there as well. But I tell you what, Remus has been clobbered a couple of times. The Pies do some nice work. What about the pirouette from Thomas around no one? Thomas now an opportunity to tackle Remus. This time he got the ball away. Pears wants to run with the ball. Gives it to Stanton. McPhee says, I'm taking it from the north side to the south side with a lovely kick to Lovett. Through centre half back. Here comes the corridor again, Gary. Slattery with a low delivered ball. Ryder was there, but it was cut off in this last moment by Maxwell. Handball over the top to Didak, and the Pies out of trouble.
Didak will get it back on the outer side. Have to double back in play. And see an option on the left. He went for a very cute one to Beams. Good pick up on the logo. Wide to Wellingham. Running inside 50, a high ball. Fletcher in front. Good body position. Cloak picked it up. It's going to bounce into the hands of Thomas. There's the first goal for Collingwood. Dale Thomas running forward. And the footy ended up perfectly sitting up for him. 1-1 plays 1-3. Bombers by 2 points.
Well, again, Travis Cloak's had a hand in the past two scores because he's able to change it up against McPhee, who was so dominant early. And I like that. I know whether that was by design or luck or whether the coach told him to, but at least he's been able to change it around a little bit. And Thomas was able to get forward on his man Prismal. 6 out of their 8 inside 50s, Essendon through the middle. Collingwood 1 out of 5. So you're getting an idea of the pattern of the ball movement in this game.
Carlton Natural Blondes leading disposal winners for the Bombers, 9 each to McPhee and Prismal. For the Magpies, 9 to Didak.
Just 2 points in it, as JB mentioned. It's the Bombers by 2. Good contest, just starting to warm up a little bit here in the middle. Missed it out of the centre, did Hooker. Here's Harry O'Brien, had to go back and get it. Released the ball quickly to Goldsack. His handball is long and wide to Lockyer. On the half-back line, Collingwood press again. Through the northern wing towards the punt road end. And O'Brien had to take it over the line as he was worn closely by Remus. Right in front of the Bomber bench here. We've got a good one for you. 2-point lead, Bombers. We've played some 15 minutes in this first quarter. Boundary throw in. Lee Brown had the good body position. Pendlebury couldn't get hold of it. Leon Davis there, and we'll ball it up on the wing. Eventually it came out. Beams got hold of it, was immediately tackled, dispossessed. Look at the numbers behind the ball for the Bombers as they shovel out. Stipworth to Lovett with pace through traffic.
Great.
Little left foot kick to Lloyd, just missed him. Picked up by Presti Giacomo. He takes Lloyd on a foot race. It's a horrible kick forward on the head of Cloak. In comes Anthony. The punch away. The Bombers under pressure, and they respond brilliantly through Dyson.
Ricky Dyson to Lonigan, centre of the ground, out wide to Lovett Murray. It's exciting when the Bombers play footy. Long ball for Lovett. Going to bounce in front of that player. Also over there was Tuvey. And now the cavalry arrive for the Maggies. Brown on hands and knees is able to shovel it out. Great forward pressure from Essendon. Here's Owen Davey with a little brrrt and then a brrrt and then an outside of the
Oh, no.
Oh, no!
He got it.
He's kicked it city end. Unreal business. Second goal for Essendon, 2-3. Collingwood 1-1. Alwyn Davey has kicked a beautiful goal.
Well, that's just created by the forwards putting pressure on the Collingwood defence. We expected Collingwood to try and really pressure the Bombers tonight, but the Bombers showing they're equally adept when they haven't got the footy and putting tremendous pressure on the Collingwood players that are in possession. The first up tackle from Monfries on Goldsack, brilliant. And then Alwyn Davey weighed up the options, thought, I can thread it from here. Beautiful little banana.
Yeah, wonderful pressure, Chief, didn't you? Absolutely on the money. I thought Essendon, Collingwood would be the ones that would lead the way. But, gee, Monfries, that is worth 4 marks or 4 kicks, that one tackle there.
Should have been lining up for goal himself, Monfries. Such a good tackle. Ryder over the top in the middle with the big palm away. Collingwood got on the end of it. Swan another one out of the middle. A clearance, but down the throat of McPhee at centre half back.
How many, 2 men?
10 Carlton Natural Blondes.
2-3-15 to Bombers. Collingwood 1-1-7 straight to Leon. The igniter takes a bounce. Had a bout of the flu last week. And in he comes now on the left boot. Little kick around the corner. Thought he tried to make too much of it. Tried to get it to his mate Dick. And it was punched away from him by McPhee in the pocket. Not sure what Leon was doing then. Boundary throw in the Collingwood punt road forward end of the ground.
Well, Jack Anthony's starting point wasn't in the goal square because he couldn't present.
There's a Cloak over the back, knocked it to a bit of space. An opportunity for the Pies. Here's Dick with a ripping ball. Lockyer couldn't get there. Anthony almost threw it out. And now the Pies out of the fence. The little man, Elwyn Davey, takes off from half-back.
Has a little bounce, does and then gives a little handball away to Stanton, which was nice. Good kick too to Lloyd. Field kicking nice for the Bombers. Back to Stanton.
Through the middle.
To Ricky Dyson. He runs through the corridor. Gives it to Winderlick. About 55 out. Handball to Lovett. Murray turns around, has a snap and misses the lot. Just bounces inside the field of play. City End. It'll be thrown in very deep.
Collingwood go around the boundary. We know that. It's a pattern they play. Essendon rebound so quickly they can't defend the corridor. That's why they've been able to go through there so often.
2-3-15 to 1-1-7. Essendon on top as we speak. Here's Ryder out of the centre. Great tackle. I think it might have been Maxwell. And it should have been rewarded. It wasn't, and it'll be bounced very deep. City End. Maxwell argues his case. We don't mind it if the umpires let it go all game. It's much better. Maxwell goes third up. Through the hands of Lockyer. Davey a little fumble. Wrapped up by Harry O. Got a handball away to Ryder. Ryder then finds O'Brien. And I think the Maggies will be okay from half-back.
Swan with another ball, but not a lot of thought into it. Didak had to really fight for the contest. He did well, Didak, because I tell you what, the ball was going well over the top and he forced himself into the contest. Won a free. A beautifully weighted kick to Thomas, who's done really well. Had a clearance, got a goal, and now he marks it centre forward. Kick around the corner is very good. The Pies will go forward again. Here's Beans, inside 50, 45-metre kick. Short ball, Cloak marks on the behind line. Right in the middle of the behind zone. It's going to be the most acute angle in football. In fact, the field umpire conferring with the goal umpire.
Yeah, he should kick this goal, Brian. If he thinks his way through this and gets right up close to McPhee on the mark before swinging out.
Well, he's on a left footer. Lovett Murray is within about 4 metres of where he wants to run around.
Well, Dick should get inside Lovett Murray and try to put a block on here.
He's gone the left foot kick around the corner and he's hit the post. And you see other players do it and they think their way through a lot better and a lot clearer than that, and they take any possibility of risk out of it. Cloak was a little confused, I thought.
Yeah, the trend at the moment is to face the middle of the ground and do that kick, and I reckon it works.
It does. 1-2-8, Collingwood, 2-3-15, the Bombers.
Medhurst overran it, but went back and got the footy. Looking for a handball option. Shoveled it back, looking for Gold Sack.
Oh, give it to Pendleton.
Gets a handball forward to Beams. Beams, another handball to Medhurst, who's in all sorts, and that's holding the pill.
You dropped it! No!
Well, you should have let it play on then, umpire.
He should have.
He felt guilty then.
He should have.
So here's Dusty Fletcher. And he looks out wide to Winderlick. Focused on the ball. Took it from Didak, and then inside 50 to Monfries. The delivery, Chief, is nice.
It has been great, and Winderlick's been the man that's done it on a couple of occasions. You'd like to be an Essendon forward at the moment, as opposed to the way the ball's coming in at the other end. They're delivering the ball beautifully.
Chief, they are slaughtering Collingwood.
Yeah, they're running it
everywhere except the scoreboard. They are all over this Magpie outfit.
Angus Monfries from Sturt in South Australia, the Double Blues, to the City End, just inside 50. The kick is across the face, I reckon, and fisted through by a grateful Collingwood defence. So 2-4-16 Essendon, 1-2-8 Collingwood, Triple M Penrite all scoreboard.
Well, the one thing we do know in football is you very rarely dominate for 4 quarters, and if you don't make the most of your time with the footy, you'll get burnt when the other team's going the other way. So Essendon, while they're dominating, 2-4's not enough. It should be at least 4-2. They've got to get some goals on the board before Collingwood find their feet.
Alan Possum-Eyes Tuvey has marked on the half-back line in front of the MCC members. Short kick finds Beams, who was the man that originally gave it to him. Beams gets to his feet after marking, kicks to Swan, who just came straight off the interchange bench then. Dane Swan, what's he had? Ash on the Carlton Natural Blondes.
10 touches.
Look, he's waiting for someone to come off the bench. Look at this. Shaw comes off. Too close, he says. I can't give it to you. It's not 15. So Swan goes down the line with a high ball looking for Thomas and Cloak. Up over the top stand, and when the fly couldn't hold the mark. Don't argue, McPhee had to get rid of the ball. Caught in the tackle. Dempsey's decision-making was very nice indeed. McPhee gave and then Shepherd to Dempsey. And now locked on the boundary line is Prismal. When a low ball along the boundary line to Reimers. Lucky to be the required 15 as Reimers takes the mark in front of the Bomber bench.
10 possessions for Prismal on the Carlton Natural Blonde stat sheet. Nice little pick-up he has been.
I'd imagine his efficiency's pretty good, Gary, too.
Yes, indeed, Jim. Can't see it, but it would be.
80%.
Thank you, Two-Man. Just back up what we say. Dick got it forward to Lokia. Look out. Here's Cloak on his own. He's going to take it 15 out. Turn around and go whack. The Maggies get their second 2-2. Essendon a 2-4. It's a 2-point game on the Penrite All scoreboard.
Well, he got away with one there, Travis Cloak, and that's something you can do at different stages. If you're not involved in play and your man's taking the risk to follow it, go and put yourself in a dangerous position. That's what he did. But the big worry for Essendon, Gaz, is they're playing as well as they can, and it's now 2 goals apiece.
It's unbelievable that they're 2 goals apiece. I want to give Travis Cloak a pat on the back. I mean, if you're handing out the votes right now, McPhee has got him done, but just by sheer thinking his way through it and having a forwards mentality. But what I mean by that is you've got to keep saying, I'm the forward.
He's got to pick me up.
The backman's got to come to me, and he darted off out the back of that pack and stood in the goal square, and McPhee didn't go with him, and he kicks a goal.
Tell you what, we've already got 4 blokes in double figures possessions in the first quarter.
The Collingwood harassment and defensive skills starting to just shine through here a little bit now. Out of the middle is the big fella in Hooker. He couldn't make much of it, went backwards with a handball to Stanton, a good user of the ball. Sent half forward, Lucas stretched the Dukes out, couldn't take the mark. Skipworth got hold of it. Welsh, lightning hands to Stanton, tried to take the ball, couldn't finish it off. Collingwood and the pressure skills that we spoke of. Here's Swan, gave it over the top to Maxwell. Maxwell with a looping handball to Didak. He's clean at ground level, picks it up on the northern wing. A beautiful chipping ball to Cloak, got a bit of a nudge. Leon didn't have the ball, should have got a free. Nothing on.
He put the whistle to the mouth.
Dempsey with a left foot kick into the middle. The Bombers are going to respond. The Waxman there, Stanton might have got it through to Skipworth. Skipworth goes wide to the Waxman, Lonigan. And Sammy Lonigan has taken the mark, 45 out on the 50-degree angle.
Disgraceful non-decision by the umpire. That was a Collingwood free kick. He got nudged right under the footy then. And as a result, now Lonigan having a shot at goal.
Sammy Lonigan will line up. He's 45 metres out. He's on the southern side, kicking to the city end in front of that smaller scoreboard. Here is Lonigan, comes in, a little bit of right to left needed. Kick on the way is a shocker to the near side and a minor score. They have not kicked well in this first quarter, Ash. How many set shot attempts has they missed? 2-5-17 to Collingwood 2-2-14.
1 goal for BT Carlton Natural Blondes.
Any breeze issues down there, Doc? We know it swirls at the MCG as this ball's into the hands of Medhurst on the wing.
Yeah, it is swirling, JB. I would have thought Collingwood have got the advantage, but Lloyd kicked the other way when he won the toss.
Medhurst's kick was good to Cloak just outside 50, off to Pendlebury. And now Swan can run in. This will hurt. This will really sting. He's missed it to the left. 2-3-15 Collingwood, 2-5-17 Essendon, Triple M Penrite all scoreboard.
11-7 the tackles, Bristol, man, in favour of the Maggies. So you're right, they have in the last 10 minutes got some appetite for the hard work and the pressure that we alluded to earlier.
Great game for everyone to watch. Free-flowing affair here at the moment. It's 15-17. Bombers in front by 2 points. We've got 1:26 remaining in the first quarter, and Essendon have got control of the ball through Skipworth at centre half back.
Some Carlton Natural Blondes, Swan and Didak, 12 each for the Pies, and McPhee and Prisnell 12 and 10 for the Bombers.
Fletcher a thumping kick up the Reamers, almost took a good overhead mark, collected his own ground level ball in front of Didak. It was quite brilliant. The kick to Lloyd, who's 2-on-1 there in a sandwich. He couldn't win the ball, needs some help. Prestigiacomo over the back. Lloyd tried to sock it around the corner.
Good result.
But over the line out of bounds. Keep it locked inside forward 50, Gary.
Yeah.
Boundary throw in deep for the Bombers, lead it by 2. Let's go down the dock to your local Toyota dealer, Doc.
Yeah, Mick Molas very vocal from the boundary as he often comes down early, but he's given individual sprays to your man Leon, then to Beams, then to Wellingham. He's very unhappy with some of the things they've been doing. I'm waiting for this quarter time burst.
Fraser tried to find Didak. It was broken up by Reamers, whose kick was an attempt at on the run Bunana, and he pushed it left for just a behind. So wasteful Essendon 2-6, Collingwood 2-3.
Why didn't he kick a drop punch on that occasion?
No idea. It was the wrong kick, wasn't it?
42 seconds left as Didak has it.
He beat Didak hands down in a one-on-one, and he just need to kick a drop punt for a goal.
I think he needs to get the property steward digging up the shiny green chaps.
I do too, Jim.
I think he's just lost his way a touch, Reamington.
Although he does have the fluoro green stripe on them.
Long ball from Fraser. Leroy Brown, a one-on-one contest there with Lovett Murray. Thomas at the back was unable to get it. Dusty Fletcher and also Medhurst picked up by Lonigan. He was legged. No free. I like when they let it go. Again, the umpire says, I'm going to have it. Bounce it very close to quarter time. Bombers by 3 points.
We've got a ball up right in front of the Bomber bench. Mick Malthouse down there issuing instructions. Collingwood make a couple of quick changes. Wellingham comes on. 8 seconds. Realistically, they're the only ones that can score with the amount of time on the clock. They're about 75 to 80 metres out from their punt road goal. They need a goal to hit the front. Fraser took it out of the ruck, knocked out of the way, taken over the ground here by Heath Hocking. And that'll just be about the quarter-time break with a couple of seconds remaining on the clock. And the Penrite Oil scoreboard, by the way, a better class of oil for all engine types, greater protection and engine performance used by a better class of mechanic, the Diamond family. Quarter-time siren sounds. Collingwood 2-3-15 trail the Bombers by just 3 points, who weren't all that accurate in the first quarter. 2-6-18 on the Triple M Penrite Oil scoreboard. On the other side of the break, Gary and Jason will take a look at this one. We'll get some Carlton Natural Blondes. We'll go down to Dock and find out what's happening down there for your local Toyota dealer. For super sharp drive-away prices, don't miss your Toyota dealers mid-season rev-up. They won't be beaten. Thanks to Vodafone, Triple M rocks Friday Night Football.
This quarter was brought to you by Penrite.
We cross now to Tomo down at the shed. Mate, what is the latest?
Yeah, look, Dave's quick gas bottle ran out of gas. Immediate action was taken as the snags are only half cooked and there's plenty of hungry men heading into the second half. Dave and Gav took off about 10 minutes ago to replace the empty quick gas bottle with a new one. It's a very simple procedure. And hang on, here they are, back already. Listen to the crowd. We are cooking with gas.
Quick gas by Clean Heat. Never runs out at Coles Express.
For Vodafone, Triple M rocks football.
This quarter is brought to you by Fox Sports, Australia's leading sports broadcaster with the most live sport, 3 dedicated channels, as well as Fox Sports HD and Fox Sports News.
I tell you what, speaking of Fox Sports, make sure you're watching Fox Sports 3 from this Wednesday at 7 for all the live action from the first Ashes Test in Cardiff, of all places. As we go to the back of the box here, 3 points the lead to Essendon, 2-6 to 2-3 over Collingwood. Gary's back there, as is the Chief.
We both agree, Chief and I, that Essendon were outstanding. I'm not sure their ball movement can get any better from the back from the back half.
What's he doing, your man here?
I'm just seeing Leon on the AC Gemstone computer replay doing some weird lip work.
Yes.
But they didn't get reward for effort inside forward 50. 2 goals, 6. And just by the time the quarter had finished, the big bodies of Collingwood started to lay some tackles, started to get some pressure and a few turnovers. It resulted. Alan Didak, 13 possessions, which is a terrific effort on its own. Every one of those, Chieftain, was in the defensive half of the ground, not one forward of the centre.
Great sign for the Bombers. The big challenge for them is to play 4 quarters the way they played the first quarter. A bad sign for Collingwood. Jack Anthony didn't touch the pill. No possessions. Now, he's normally good for 2, 3, 4 goals on a weekly basis. They need him posing a threat up forward. Travis Cloke worked his way back into the game after McPhee was giving him a touch-up early. The Bombers need to keep doing more of the same. The Pies, well, they need to start controlling a little bit of the footy through the midfield.
And now I can see Cloke going deep, McPhee staying out at centre-half back on Lee Brown, and Fletcher's taking Cloke when he goes deep. So that's a little victory. I like that.
A local Toyota dealer, Doc.
Very cool down here, James, but Mick Mildhouse was red hot. Got the players in straight away, the finger pointing straight away. Hopefully he's cooled down a little bit, back up in the box, but he got his message across in no uncertain terms.
See a local Toyota dealer down there, Doc. Thanks to Vodafone, Triple M starts the second quarter of football. The Bombers at the moment by 3 points over the Pies. Goes into the Pies forward 50. Opportunity McPhee. Tackled immediately by Lee Brown. He fights for the ball, and Lee Brown might actually be pinged here. No, he won't.
Rolled him in the tackle.
Rolled him in the tackle. You heard the umpires exclusively mic for Triple M football.
That's one that Two-Man will mark down as a forward 50 tackle in this second quarter, the first one.
Ball up here. Ryder knocking the ball down, trying to back out of the pack was Heath Hocking. He had to let go of the ball as he was tackled. Dempsey got pushed off the ball by Dick. Lovett went and got it, gave it to Ryder. Dempsey there as well. Lovett again. Handball out the back. He thought about it and then said, no, they're all peeling off, so I'll just go forward with a kick. And Harry O'Brien marks it at half forward. Corner of the centre square here. Harry O, the Brazilian anaconda, kicks a long ball forward. Jack Anthony's got his man in the right spot, and back-to-back Jack has taken a mark. 15 metres out on a slight angle. Anthony is marked.
Harry O'Brien marked the footy in the corridor as a result of the forward pressure on the Essendon player. Lovett couldn't find an easy out. Went for the kick in the middle because that's what they want to do. This is what we spoke about pre-game. But on that occasion, because of the pressure, he turned it over to Harry O'Brien.
So Jack Anthony lines up from about 15 to 20 metres out. Not a lot of angle about it. City into the ground, and he comes. A very deliberate back-to-back Jack Anthony. And he's got it. So the Pies, for the first time in this game, hit the front by 3 points on the Triple M Fox Sports scoreboard. And tune into Fox Sports 3 this Wednesday at 7 p.m. for all the live action for the first test.
Well, no sooner had we mentioned that Jack Anthony didn't touch it in the first term, needs to have a presence. He kicks a goal, but Pat Harry O'Brien on the back, not only did he cut off the forward thrust of Essendon by reading the play well, but the kick was to the advantage of Anthony, and all of a sudden Tate Pears, who's been really, really good, has got his back to the footy, the ball coming over his head. He's trying to push back on Jack Anthony. He was just in no man's land. Very difficult for a defender in that circumstance.
Looking at the Ace of Gemstone computer replay too, and Mick Malthouse pointed the finger fairly and squarely at Jack Anthony in that quarter-time break.
Andy Lovett's gone on to Dale Thomas.
3 points the lead now for Collingwood, as you heard from BT. The first time in the match they've hit the front. Kick inside 50. Oh, drop mark there by Heathy Shaw.
It's to Andrew Welsh. In the back to Andrew Welsh.
And you can hear it there, and in the back to Andrew Welsh. And Dusty Fletcher punches on with Lee Brown. So does Paddy Ryder.
Downfield, you've got to cut it out. Stanton's free kick. Coming out, Sean.
Well, we're looking at the Ace of Gemstone computer replay, and Lee Brown has just run in after Welsh got the quick kick away and barreled him straight in the back, knocking him to the ground. Wasn't that much in it, but didn't need to do it.
Stanton, outside 50, has pulled it to the left and to behind. So 2-7 to 3-3. It is a 2-point lead to Collingwood. Triple M Fox Sports scoreboard.
Unforgivable if had he kicked the goal. They got momentum, kicked the last two.
Collingwood back into play quickly. Maxwell gets it to Thomas. Takes 3 bounces out of defence. He's now on the half-back line. Thomas still going. Gets it to the interchange area to Harry O. Put him under all sorts of pressure from the Welsh tackle, but picked up the loose ball from the tackle, did Thomas. So he's carried it about 100 metres. Got it to Dick. He gave a quick ball to Wellingham. Got it through a really tiny little nook and cranny. Didac to Brown, and Brown marks for the Pies. Brilliant play. Great creativeness by the mids in the midfield, and Brown will line up. An injury here right in front of you, Doc, for the local Toyota dealer. Who was it?
Yeah, Sherrod Wellingham got one right on the mush, I think, from Heath Hocking in that tackle. Got him right, holding his nose. The doctors want to get him off.
Now, Lee Brown just gave away a free kick. He needs to redeem himself. He needs to kick this goal.
He does. He's about 45 metres out, directly in front. City end of the ground. He's in the corridor. Brown from just inside 50 to the right, as the Bombers did all in that first quarter. Kicking it way right, and just to mine the score. So 2-7-19 the Bombers, 3-4-22 the Pies on the Fox Sports scoreboard.
Dale Thomas's run and carry was full of adventure. Yeah. Now the Collingwood crowd started to boo and jeer him, but he took risks, gave handballs that you wouldn't normally give.
Tell you what, some big problems there for Dempsey. And then the kick in's not great. That's a free kick to Cloak.
He had trouble from the moment he went to play on and slipped over Courtney Dempsey. Travis Cloak will have a shot for goal. But that Thomas run you're talking about, Gas, that whole passage of play was Essendon-like. They didn't want to kick it. They ran and carried by hand, and it looked like, why is he handballing to a bloke under pressure? But they created something and created a gilt-edged opportunity to kick a goal. Now they get a second attempt with Travis Cloak.
When is someone going to learn that the ball's carrying right at that end up there? Gary, I don't know whether that's a coincidence or whether it's the weather conditions, but...
Well, the flag to the top of the scoreboard blowing the other way, so maybe they're reading them.
Here's Cloak. Kicks on the paint of the 50, and he's pushed this one a long way left. Tell you what we've worked out is that set shot goal kicking to the City end is tough tonight. 2-7 to 3-4. It is a 3-point lead to Collingwood.
I like Travis Cloak's game though, boys. I know we mark him hard, but tonight he's playing like a footballer who's thinking his way through the game.
Well, a return to form last week, Gary, for nearly the first time in the year, and following it on tonight with some good stuff. Travis Cloak, ball back into play on the head of McPhee, punched away. Dyson, a nice little hand out the back door, went to McPhee. He was tackled though when he went to pick up the ball. Possumised Tuvi's in there. Lights went out a little bit last week and he came good. Here's an opportunity for Davey, and Davey over the line out of bounds, and Didac goes into him, gives him a bit of a shoulder bump.
Bristol and I ran into Travis's old man at the Nine Network on Sunday.
Big Clokey.
Big
bucking.
We were just a touch sheepish. I certainly was.
I was up there front. I had nothing to hide, JB. I know you did, and Gary and the rest of you. But
not me.
An opportunity here for the Pies. They've got it about 55 metres out, or they had it, and now Hocking gets hold of it. And the Bombers go out of defence once again. Monfrey's a nice handball, but collected him the Leon tackle here. You don't get out of the Leon tackle. It's like a white pointer. He don't let go once he's got hold of you. Here's Lovett picking it up in defence. McPhee had no idea. He ran into a pulverising Lee Brown tackle. In the Pies go. Cloak's there. Lovett's got him. Welsh has got him. And we'll lock it inside the Collingwood forward 50 for another ball up.
Yeah, well,
they lead it by 3.
Collingwood have got on board the pressure train. All pressure was coming from Essendon early.
On the Ace of Gemstone computer replay, Leon Davis got away with the best throw, one-handed throw you've ever seen.
Bloke smashed it inside forward 50, up to the feet of Stanton. He's got some time to reassess and sticks it out wide for Winderlich. Good kick. He's away the Winderlich. Has a bounce, has a second bounce. Great Southern Stand wing. Essendon are heading to the punt road end. Winderlich turns his player around there and gets it to Skipworth.
Well, he had to tell him to come at him because he was running away from him.
And goes to Lloyd, the Tom Cruise lookalike, and Tom Cruise is here. Off to Lucas. Lucas with a long one. Here comes Monfries and Maxwell. Well done, Maxwell.
Good play.
It lands at the feet of Davey. Couldn't get a hand on it. This is Goldsack having to get involved. Oh, high tackle on Angus Monfries. And he'll get a free point of the square. That is the gold square.
Well, Goldsack should go to Possum Eyes and give him a flick in one of those big optical eyes of his, because he did magnificently. Monfries had him under the footy. Goldsack stood tall, got it to ground, then got it away again, and then Tuvey just came in and so indiscriminately gave the free kick away.
So Angus Monfries has his second set shot at goal. This one he will convert. Virtually point-blank range to the punt road end. And it'll give the Bombers back their 3-point lead. Takes a long time over it, low and straight. So Essendon get goal number 3. They're 3-7-25. Collingwood 3-4-22. Triple M Fox Sports scoreboard.
He's become a very important player, Angus Monfries, for the Bombers. I think he was 5 for 5 last week, 5 kicks, 5 goals. He regularly gets on the scoreboard. He applies good defensive pressure. And for a little bloke, he can take a good mark. He puts himself in a lot of good positions. And he is a dangerous player that the opposition always has to pay attention to.
Goldsack dragged as a result, Gary, straight onto the phone.
Oh, well, I don't blame Goldsack. Goldsack stood tall under the marking contest. Monfries had him. He had him cold, and he stood up. Maybe the second effort of Goldsack, who didn't glove it as cleanly, maybe that's what they're getting critical of. But in the end, it was Tuvey that let him down.
Back in the middle of the ground, it is the Bombers back in front by 3 points on the Triple M Fox Sports scoreboard. Out of the middle goes O'Brien. Hasn't been cited all that much tonight. It spills to Harry O'Brien. He kicks around the corner looking for a leading Thomas, but ball too far out to the members' side. That's the MCC members' side. Will have a boundary throw in right in front of that congregation of people.
And the skunk pool Medhurst quiet, boys. Just 3 possessions.
And a welcome return last week with a reasonable game. Fraser over the back with a nice ball. Leon with a no-look handball out the back door to Pendlebury. He kicks a high ball on the head of Cloak, off hands Brown. A controlled kick to back-to-back Jack. And he's marked it in the identical position to where he marked the one a few moments ago and kicked the goal. And he'll line up from the identical position. 15 metres out, very, very slight angle. Great control, Lee Brown.
Yeah, I thought for a moment he'd chosen the wrong option. He had a hand pass option on the left, but in the end it was a clever little kick. Weighted it beautifully.
Much, much better than I ever thought that kick would come from Lee Brown, because the hand pass we thought was on, but the weight was the deft touch of a very skillful player.
33 goals, 12 for the year. 4 goals last week, 1 goal tonight. Anthony 15 metres out, got some new hair growing in the front. As Anthony comes in and he's missed it, he's hit the post to the left-hand side. It was a horrible, unusual sort of finish by Jack to back-to-back Jack.
I want to get a shot of Mick now.
And 3-7-25 the Bombers. Collingwood 3-5-23 on the Triple M Fox Sports scoreboard.
It's the first time I've ever seen him really stutter in the run-up. I think he just got a little bit too close to the man on the mark.
The follicly helped Anthony, missing a real easy one as this is the footy on the deck. Members wing, it's picked up by Lonergan, did really well off to Welsh. Welsh has a bounce down the wing. Handball inboard, not sure if that's the right option. Lovett's lurking here. He was helped by the bounce. Gave it off to Lovett Murray. Outside 50, a long, long ball's going to miss. To the right-hand side. 3-8-26 Essendon. 3-5-23 Collingwood. Triple M Fox Sports scoreboard.
Andrew Welsh 6 possessions. Dane Swan, his man 12. Having a little bit of a tougher night than last week against Chris Judd.
Wellingham over the top to Leon. Leon from the defensive 50 out wide to Fraser, who took a nice mark on the half-back line. Around the corner with a horribly high kick from Fraser. Makes it hard work for Swan, who did well to force the contest in the air, bring it to the ground. Look at Dick's work out of the contest. Handball out wide. Here they go. Swan from 52. Got it to Thomas. Over the top and did really well on that occasion was Hooker. Ball knocked to the ground. Cloak's got it. Back to Swan. Right foot kick around the corner. I don't think it was touched on the line. I think it's a Collingwood goal. It is. Pies have got it. 2 in the quarter. 3-8-26 the Bombers. Pies back in front, 4-5-29, Triple M Fox Sports scoreboard.
He's just an accumulator, Dane Swan. He's frightening. 14 possessions, now a goal. He just keeps getting the pill. I thought he wasted the first kick going forward. He didn't know whether to have a shot or pass, and in the end, it was neither. But he followed up, and some good work from Travis Cloak again at ground level. He's proving a thorn in the Essendon defence now.
He goes forward. He was resting forward then, and Welsh actually had Pendlebury, so I wonder who's taking responsibility. Maybe Ricky Dyson.
Yep. Carlton Natural Blondes set shots from the city NJB. 2 goals, 6, and we've had 2 out in the 4th.
Those killing spoils, Gary, have got to go through for a behind or out of play.
Yeah, you've got to kill the contest, Jim.
Otherwise, it's trouble.
Look at that.
Look at Leon out of the centre. Beautiful business. Long forward, Cloak and McPhee. Fist away. Ground level back-to-back. Jack Anthony has the footy held to him and is slung into the deck. Cloak off the ground. Sockers it through. Beautiful. Got his second. Maggie's on a little roll here. 5-5. Essendon 3-8. It's a 9-point lead to Collingwood. Triple M Fox Sports scoreboard.
When you talk to forwards, you simplify it a bit, particularly when you're out of form. Now, for Travis Cloak, what he does here, the initial thing is a win because the ruck work was beautiful, but the contest of Travis Cloak against McPhee, the ball ends up right at the feet, right in the A-grade crumbing position. And that's where Jack Anthony got to. And then Travis Cloak gets the reward for his initial effort. So if you do the right thing and continue to do it, you're able to pinch a couple of cheapies, and that was terrific.
Hard to blame McPhee there too, because he was the one that put the tackle on Anthony that spilled the ball free.
Gee, the Josh Fraser, Leon Davis combination out of the middle, just one of just absolute brilliance. An opportunity here. I thought Leon made Josh's tap look even better than it already was. And it was nice, and we'll have another ball up in the middle as a result. It's 26 plays 35 Collingwood way.
The Hooker's in the ruck at the moment, so they've got a big advantage here.
First time we've had consecutive goals in a quarter. Certainly had it in the break, but within the quarter, it's the first time tonight we've had consecutive goals. The Pies getting those, Swan and Cloak.
Paddy Ryder, who had gone to full forward, I think he's just been summoned in a hurry back into the ruck because young Hooker, not that great.
Doesn't jump a lot, Hooker. Knocked this one down, and Tuvey ran past it. Leon was there. Picked up by Lovett in the end. High ball, Wonder, who are half forward. Up goes Maxwell with a flight of the ball. Took a ripping mark. Wasn't paid by the umpire. Must have been touched off the boot or something down the ground. Let's have a listen. Don't know what that was about at all. We could hear the umpires. You saw him. And that was a clear mark to Maxwell.
Yeah, great effort.
Running with the flight of the ball anyway. The ball up at half forward for the Bombers. Maxwell went down low and got it. Wellingham in the clinches. Did really well to swing the ball out. Pendlebury bound. Lloyd got him in a tackle. Drove him forward and gave away the free kick, Lloyd. That's a Pendlebury free kick at half back.
There was a real smothering, pushing tackle there from the Velvet Sledgehammer.
And I reckon Pendlebury was happy to drag him forward in the tackle too. Make it look like it was in the back.
Back to Maxwell, defensive 50. Over the top. Starting to get a little bit of space here, the Magpies. Through the centre of the ground, a long ball forward. At the back, a fly from Medhurst, unable to take it. 2-on-1. Anthony sockers it straight into an Essendon defender. Medhurst went back and picked it up. Shoveled a handball Cloak's way. Cloak snap, partially smothered. This will be play on. Anthony gets cannoned in a tackle as he took the footy. Dyson went to ground. It's a scramble about 30 out from the Essendon goal. Eventually it ends up in Lovett Murray. Got through his legs. Again the footy on the deck. Josh Fraser didn't go too hard at it. Over the back it came from Lucas. Absolutely smashed in the tackle, I think, was Nate Brown. And he'll get a free.
Nate Brown could have gone in the corridor. Look at that, Gary. They instinctively go to the boundary line. They had 2 players in the corridor.
They do, and I wonder whether that's what they're instructed to do.
And Didak's now got the ball on the wing. Chips the kick backwards to Fraser. Fraser's got it right in front of the Collingwood bench, goes wide and sees Wellingham. He offers a Jukie's presentation and takes the mark with them.
Lovett Murray just fumbled before under big pressure, and that's where they want to get the game, Collingwood. They want them to be nervous, the Essendon side.
Wellingham goes into the hot spot. Who's there for the Pies? No one, as Lovett Murray goes up and takes the easiest of non-contested marks there in the last line of defence for the Bombers.
Gives it off to Prismal, normally a very good user. He's got Reamers on. Instead of that goes to Lucas.
Yeah, they're not taking the risk now that they were earlier, Essendon. Stuck in the back pocket. Early in the game, they would have had Ricky Dyson through the middle of the ground then.
Lucas runs to the members' side and kicks to a 1-on-2. Going to have to be a good mark from Hocking. Couldn't take it. Hank Slattery off to Hocking, who did really well. His recovery was better than Beams. Off to Winderlick on the wing.
Oh, look.
Inboard handball to Skipworth. Skipworth ducks around and then a low ball. This is Dyson. AFL logo. Inside 50, not great. Harry O takes a good mark.
Harry O'Brien read it brilliantly off Elwyn Davey. The ball wasn't in his direction, just snipped in. Kick backwards, finds Shaw. Shaw takes the mark and plays on with a long ball. Beautifully measured. Finds Maxwell at half-back. On the southern side of the ground, the Pies attacking to the city end. It's 5-5-35 Collingwood. Essendon 3-8-26 on the Triple M Fox Sports scoreboard. Thanks to Vodafone, Triple M rocks football as Maxwell sends a high ball forward bound. Up they fly in the air. Jack, back-to-back Jack went up. He was a little concerned about the backish area, so he just arched it slightly. Pendlebury around the corner with a left footer. Went straight through Leon Davis's legs. An opportunity now for the big fella hooker. Up against the boundary line. Leon had him. Got rid of the ball. Handy little kick around the corner. Just took the pressure off momentarily. But it's on again because it's in Collingwood forward 50. Andy Lovett let the ball go. It spills to the dangerous Didak. His handball over the top went nowhere in the end. And Lovett in the end with another iffy kick. Will find O'Brien. He couldn't hold the mark. Went and picked it up, Pendlebury. Good decision maker. I thought he dropped the ball. Umpire called play on. Thomas to Didak. Didak from the boundary line. Didn't think about the goals. Went short and found Lockyer about 25 metres, 2 metres inside the boundary line. South side, city end.
There was a passage of play there when the heat was on, and a couple of blokes were just expecting contact and perhaps didn't quite go as hard as they could have at the footy.
Unrelenting, wasn't it? Ugly. It was really ugly footy. You just had to hold your nerve and stay in the contest.
Tarkin Lockyer, not a run-around type player. We'll see what he does. He's having a bit of a look at it here. He's a pretty good drop punt kick. Comes in straight. Kick on the way. Looks pretty damn good.
Cool,
he's got it. Collingwood have now kicked 3 in a row. 6-5-41 to Essendon 3-8-26 on the Triple M Fox Sports scoreboard.
Great calling, Bristol, man. That's knowing your players. He did that beautifully, Tarkin Lockyer. I think Matthew Knights would like to get a hold of his side right now because for the first time in the game they're second-guessing themselves, Essendon. They're hesitating. Even a couple of minutes earlier, Dyson took a mark at half-forward and didn't instinctively go. He sort of looked around and thought, hang on, what am I doing? The other thing they've got to do, the Bombers, is look up. They're hell-bent on sharing the footy around. Elwyn Davey made a lead on Harry O'Brien and got 15 metres on him, but the guy with the ball at half-back didn't look up and notice, and by the time it got there, O'Brien was able to chop it off.
Carlton Natural Blondes, effective kicks this quarter. Collingwood 72% to the Bombers at 52.
3 in a row now for the Maggies, who have built up a nice little lead. 15 points. Here comes Stanton though out of the middle. Has a bounce. Harry O pursuing. Great chase and tackle from Harry O. Should have been rewarded by the umpire. Lonergan got the handball out wide to Prismal. Sold some candy. And then the standing start ball is going to be marked by Maxwell.
I reckon he got a little boot on it. I do. I know it was a great chase. It was a great tackle, but either by accident or design, I think he got a toe on it.
He's done some important things tonight, Harry O'Brien.
Wide to Didak. Nice ball to Fraser. Slides and takes the mark on the outer wing. Back to Didak. He's got back-to-back Jack Anthony hitting up at him. Ball bounces in front of him. Dick had a little play on it. Was unable to take it. Pears came in. Dick got involved again. And Dempsey sees it out of play. Great southern stand wing. Full scoreboard. Collingwood 6-5-41. Essendon 3-8-26. Triple M Fox Sports. The Test cricket starts from 7 p.m. Wednesday.
Boundary throw in. It's 26-41 here at the moment in favour of the Pies. They've kicked the last 3. Standing off the half-back line. An opportunity for Welsh, had to get rid of it. They're all over him. Dempsey's now got it near the boundary line at half-back. A kick dangerously into the middle of the ground on the Orient V6 logo. Smacked in brilliantly was the tough Lonergan. A beautiful foot pass finds Lloyd. He plays on after he took the mark. Gave it to the speedster and Lovett from 48 metres out. Horrible kick. Fell short at the end of the goal square and Nate Brown's got it. He sends it back out to the southern stand side of the ground. Wellingham and O'Brien got mixed up. In the end, Didak got it. Peeled off the handball to O'Brien. O'Brien with a couple of bounces out on the southern stand wing. The Pies starting to gain some momentum. A long kick forward. McPhee come across the pack and punched it to the boundary line. We'll have a throw in at half forward for the Pies.
Jack Anthony looking for a little bit too much footy over the back. I think he's just got to come up with the footy, keep presenting with the ball. He's trying to work his man under it.
41-26. Collingwood in control. Fraser clean possession. The snap from Big Josh. Bounces across the face. 6-6-42 Collingwood. 3-8-26 Essendon. And that's on the Triple M Fox Sports scoreboard.
Yeah, Josh Fraser's having a much better game. Let's not forget this was the making of Paddy Ryder, the Anzac Day clash, and he's been much more competitive, Josh Fraser.
Kick from Stanton. He got barreled as he kicked it. Davey got a push, and it was a needless push because he wasn't going to take the mark anyway.
It's a great result for the Bombers. They've kicked it high to a 1-on-2, Alwyn Davey in the corridor, and he ends up with the footy.
Handball off to Welsh, and then we'll get it back, and he gets around just. Now he's in trouble. That's holding the pill.
That's what they want. That's what they want to do. Turn the footy over in the middle of the ground.
Brilliant tackling by Dick in the middle.
Started with Harry O'Brien's pressure too. He got him turning off balance.
He gets hold of here. He'll suffocate you to death. The Brazilian anaconda, Harry O'Brien. Kick out wide by Collingwood. Not good. Over the line and out of bounds by Shaw, and we'll have a boundary throw in half forward for the Pies.
That's what you're talking about, Bristol. They do the hard work in the middle of the ground, win the footy back, and then kick it out of bounds way out on the half-forward flank.
Can understand why from the back line, Gary, they'd go wide, but when they're forward of the centre, you think why? In the meantime, the kick comes to Lloyd, who's really,
Tom.
He is Dukey's style thing tonight. I'm sure it would have been pointed out to Tom that there's a Tom lookalike out there, and just as smooth and mighty handy on the Dukes. Kick goes back inside to Lovett. Murray took a down low mark. And he's marked the ball about 50 metres out on the 45 angle, has Nathan Lovett Murray.
He's actually marked particularly well tonight, Matty Lloyd. He's had 6 marks, all in the hands on the lead. He's had Presty all over the shop, but what he hasn't done is kicked the goals when he's had the opportunity. Just has one behind to his name.
Lovett Murray's a thumper, went on the run. Let's see what he can do from the standard start here. They desperately need a goal, the Bombers, from right on 50. It's a high hoiking ball to the punt road end that's way offline. Out of bounds on the full. 6-6-42 Collingwood. Bombers 3-8-26. Fox Sports scoreboard.
Goldsack brings it in. Gets it to Sherrod Wellingham. His long ball. McPhee again peels off and gets a big fist in there. They always seem to peel off Leroy Brown. I'm not sure why, as Cheesecake O'Brien got it off nicely. Pendlebury to centre half forward. All sorts of room now for Heathy Shaw to slide it over the top. Here comes Tarkin Lockyer. Oh, Dusty Fletcher got back. I'm not sure what happened there. And now I think it's Pears can get hold of the footy. Gave it off to Fletcher. He's under enormous pressure. Thomas with a soccer off the ground.
Remarkable.
Miracle style. Collingwood get their 7th. Unbelievable. Thomas gets his 2nd. Fox Sports scoreboard.
Well, I'm glad we get the benefit of the Acer Gemstone computer replay because it's worth another look. Dustin Fletcher had front position, and all that Dale Thomas did was slide the right leg around the outside of Fletcher and kick it from right under his nose. Just as he's trying to fumble the ball through for a behind or over the boundary, he's just snuck forward with the leg, beat Fletcher's hand to the footy.
Did he?
You'd pay it, I reckon.
Absolutely.
It was a millimetre in it. It was an extraordinary, but again, reward for effort. Thomas was the bloke that laid the forward 50 tackle to keep the ball in there. The other bloke got belt would be Lee Brown, who ran out, took his man out when Tarkin Lockyer was running with the fly to the footy, nearly killed him.
Carlton Natural Blondes. Thomas, 13 disposals already, only averaging 17 a game this year.
Pies by 22. Pendlebury out of the middle with the clearance, goes out wide for Thomas, who's just about out of petrol tickets, I would have thought. On the half-forward line, he'll come for a spell as Dempsey's little kick around the corner. Finds Dyson. Dyson's got it in front of the Collingwood interchange bench. Thomas will come off for a spell any moment now as the ball goes into the waxman Lonergan. This is Sammy Lonergan of the Bombers, and he's got a short kick that finds Skipworth. 55 metres out from the punt road. Bomber goal. A high ball on the head of Lloyd. Lloyd advances up over the top, couldn't hold the mark. It spills to the ground. In went Winderlick, nice and hard and low. Shaw was there to keep him honest. Fraser out of the pack. It's tight confines. Heavy traffic in there at the moment. Beams went in. Copped to Scotty Lucas, knee to the head, but nothing for him. We'll ball it up in the attacking 50 for the Bombers.
Now this is the big stat here, boys. Goals from turnovers. Collingwood have kicked 5, Essendon 1. So the game plan's starting to kick in.
I want the free kick count too, please, Two-Man, as Stanton picks it up, couldn't get a kick away, and then Maxwell picked it up and banged it out of there to the outer side. Wellingham has a run at it. Dusty Fletcher comes at him. Look at the wheels on Wellingham. Handball over the top. A little too fierce, though, for Medhurst. Dempsey's able to chop it out. He gets a handball further afield to McPhee. Thought that through well, Dempsey. Got it off to McPhee, has a bounce out of side. Gives it off to Fletcher. Fletcher with a high ball inside 50. No one home though. Oh no, Harry O! Just coughed it up.
Happens to the best of them.
O'Brien was able to take the mark and get the handball away to Big Presty. Presty's kick down the line. We'll find on the bounce Maxwell. That free kick count, please, tune man.
Yeah, 8 to the Pies, 6 to the Bombers. Carlton Natural Blondes.
Just 14 to nearly half time. It's what we like. It's much, much better. Beams running towards half forward. Inside 50, he sets it up. Leroy Brown has it fisted away. Cloak comes in. Oh, look at the strength on Cloakey. Got it off to Swan. His kick lands in the arms of Medhurst. The Collingwood Footy Club get another one. They've kicked 5 in a row. 8-6 to 3-8.
Great effort, Travis Cloak. Really promising signs for Travis Cloak tonight. Got caned in the first 8 to 10 minutes of this game. He's now worked his way into a 12 possession, 4 marks, 2 goals, 2. But he's doing these sorts of things. He's just crashed.
Yep.
And Lathan Lovett-Murray knocked him over, refused to concede a stop play and squirted a football out. And Dane Swan kicks it and looks at the skunk Medhurst and says, don't pretend you didn't know that wasn't going to go through.
Correct. He's thinking, what did you do that for? It's going through. But I tell you what, it's also a sign of the pressure in this game. You saw Harry O'Brien, who's been one of the better defenders out there, just drop the head a little bit going back for a mark. I think there's that much pressure out there. Players are expecting more contact when they're actually getting at times.
1 minute 50 remaining in the first half of footy here. It's the Pies by 28 points on the Triple M Fox Sports scoreboard. Out of the middle they come again. It's a 0-0 draw here at the moment. Remus is there, not in the green boots tonight. Got the plain blackies on. Gave the handball out the back door to Skipworth, who high hoists one forward. Beautiful punch away from Presti Giacomo. Script to Maxwell, who was brilliantly poised front and centre KB style. Kick out wide is brilliant to Didak. A tumbling diving mark. Did it really well on Hocking. Right in front of the MCC members. Thought about the play on.
22 natural blondes for Alan Didak.
Short kick into the pocket to Medhurst, who stretches the Jukes out in front and took the mark. The Jukes, for those that don't know, are the arms, hands. And Medhurst now goes to Cloak, who presents inside 50. He marks on the side that favours a left footer. 45 out on a very, very severe angle.
Well, he's had Tate Pears as an opponent for much of this quarter. But he is really starting to dominate up forward, Travis Cloak.
There goes the Collingwood doctor, Paul Jowett, I think it is, with a strange running style. It's like there's something permanently jammed there. There's a 50-metre penalty. 50-metre penalty here. There's a box on in the Collingwood goal square as well. But Travis Cloak is going to kick a goal with no one on the mark.
I think it's against Remus, the way they're all carrying on.
Man gets on the mark now, the skirmish starts to settle and Cloak goes bang and kicks the goal. 6 in a row for the Pies, 34-point lead. Under a minute remaining in the half. Cloak's got 3 on the Fox Sports scoreboard.
Well, you need to find out who gave away the 50.
They remonstrated with Remus. Here it is. Remus has gone, I think, high contact on Dane Swan. He started at him. He's at him and at him and at him, and then he's gone high contact on Leroy Brown, who came in. That was dumb.
Just sucked in, Kyle. Yep. Honestly. Let's get to the middle of the ground. The ruck battle was the defining moment in this game last time, Anzac Day. Paddy Ryder, Collingwood have had 21 hit-outs to Essendon 6. Josh Fraser's had 16 of them. So turn the tables right around, they have.
Look at that fourth umpire, honestly. Just an embarrassing way of behaving. Is back in the middle. Almost out of there was Hooker. Now it's a stumbling ball to Woods, half forward. Well done by Hocking. Gave it off to Hooker. His handball, though, not great. Set a real task, though, for McPhee, who did well. Gave it off to Welsh. Back to Hocking. Needs to release the footy now to half forward. He does to little Alwyn Davey. Can take off. Get a handball away. I'm not sure why he did to Skipworth. Skipworth back to Lucas. Never any doubt about what he was going to do. And he had a crack at the big sticks but missed the lot. It bounces out of play, punt road end.
A wasted opportunity for the Bombers. They wasted a heap in the first term, and it's all come back to haunt them. 3-8. They are now 6 goals in arrears when they've had enough footy to actually be pretty close to where Collingwood are.
17 seconds to the half-time break. The ball's in the forward pocket for the Bombers. A chance to conjure something up here. The handball comes to Stan. He almost broke through, but Josh Fraser, with a goal-saving tackle, got hold of him. And we'll have a ball up, 20 out from the Bomber goal.
Another good sign that Josh Fraser is on. Big tackle. He's had a very good half of footy.
6 seconds remain. Bombers are the only ones that can score here. Ball up, 20 metres from their goal. It's really a get it and kick it thing. Collingwood's Fraser got it and kicked it out of defensive 50. And at half-time, the Pies with 6 consecutive goals after they trailed by 3 at quarter time have got hold of this one. Maxwell brings them together and says, come on, boys. The Bombers a little demoralised. And in front of a big Friday night crowd here, we're going to tear this one to bits on the other side of the break. It's Gary and Jason. We'll have all the Carlton Natural Blondes. We're going to talk to the doc for your local Toyota dealer down there as well and find out all of the latest. Don't forget...
He says, listen, boys, we are 34 points down. Don't hesitate anymore. You stop doing the instinctive thing. You stop playing on. You stop squirting it through the middle. You started to concern yourself about, turning the footy over. We're 34 points down. We've got to take this game on. Yep. And I reckon that's what we'll see really early. We'll see a hard-running Essendon footy club who are going through the middle again, sharing the footy around. And I think if Collingwood can nail them once or twice, particularly in these opening few minutes, then it might just open up for them.
All right, Doc has been trying to find the most famous actor on the planet, Tom Cruise, all through half-time. Doc.
Well, I actually found the most famous actor. He's actually in a corporate box here, but he's got the biggest collection of security blokes at either end of the corridor.
Really?
You have to have the triple guy. Now, I actually got to the door and got a message to Tom. I told him you're looking for him, James.
Yes.
And he just said, Doc, I'm watching the...
Put your manners back in, Doc.
I am a guest of Crown Towers, and I'm watching the footy. And,
where's the box, Doc?
To your right, Gary, at the 50-metre line at the city end. He's in the Crown Towers box, enjoying a party pie and a beer, and with Katie. And no Triple M tonight.
You see.
But he sends his best otherwise.
Well, thank you very much for that, Doc. 9-6 plays 3-8. Collingwood by 34 points as we get ready to start the second half. And BT will be the first voice you hear.
Thanks to Vodafone. Triple M Rocks footy. We're about to get it underway. Collingwood by 34 over the Bombers. Up they go. Ryder won it down in the middle. They've got to attack and attack and attack. And here's Stanton wrapped up in the swan tackle. We'll ball it up again to start this one.
Josh Fraser's the other one you'd have in your best 4 or 5 on the ground. He's given Paddy Ryder a fair bath in the first half.
Slightly disappointing crowd here tonight. Probably closer to the 70. Then certainly the 80 is not going to get up there, that is for sure. Ball knocked down, Swan got a piece of it. Centre half back, high hoisting ball out towards the southern wing. Lovett trapped it quite brilliantly on the Orient V6 logo. Takes off on the good wheels that he knows he's got. His kick was ordinary though. Swan's going to get on the end again. Or Shaw beaten by the boundary line. And we'll have a boundary throw on attacking 50 for the Bombers, who by the way, second half are kicking to the city end.
Kicks some real end-on-end monks. Andy Lovett. In this game, this ball's just tapped in the Essendon direction, but Heath Shaw has it held to him, and it will be bounced.
Love it, 30% efficiency by foot at the moment, which is not a great result.
Don't appear to be too many changes in terms of setup or matchups.
Ryder and Fraser. This is Welsh. Slips the tackle, gives it off to Remus, who has changed the boots.
Ooh, Jim.
And that's not a great kick. It's out in the full. But already...
They're not the green ones, Jim.
Already he's got a better look about him, because if you're going to go down the Hollywood path there, Remington, stay with it, I say.
Look at him.
Out
red
of
things.
play on the full.
Bright red things.
Orangey, reddy, aren't they?
Not quite fluoro red, but very red. And a kick in the back pocket here for the Magpies to bang it back into play. It's Swan. Short kick, beautiful ball presented to Fraser. Fraser marks it on the defensive 50, southern stand side. We've played 1 minute and 3/4. Third quarter, Pies at the moment have got hold of this one. Ball goes up to the wing, missed it in the air. Dempsey down at ground level. Dick was wrong-footed, and Dick went long, and in the end found McPhee at half-back, who took a safe mark.
Didn't read pressure, Cloak. He was running away from the ball carrier, and he should have realised he was under pressure and had to kick and come at him.
Lucas at centre half-back gives the short present-up ball and finds Slattery. No one on the mark, so Slattery drills it down the throat of Dempsey on the edge of the square on the wing.
On the Orient logo, a high ball forward. Here is our boy Remus. Good take, and straightens up with the flashy red boots. And has kicked a goal.
Right, Jim Boy.
Oh, he just needs to bloody listen to us. And we tell him to change his boots. 4-8-32, Essendon 9-6-60, Collingwood, Triple M tradingpost.com.au scoreboard.
Just what the doctor ordered for the Bombers and for the match. Collingwood dominated the second term, opened up a big break. They needed to come out firing. They needed to repeat the effort of the first quarter. And the indications are that they're on song early in the third term. A good finish He just waited for the ball to come over the top. It was a good long kick from Courtney Dempsey that allowed him to get it over the back of Brad Dick, and then that's a good finish on the run from a tight angle.
Little boy Dick had to stay on his feet, didn't he? If he couldn't kill the contest, he had to hold him up at least.
Reema's just bringing the Showtime boots on. You get the feeling in the second half. Opens it up with a goal. Got a little bit of skin issue there, but we're going in the middle of the ground. Up they go. Davey off hands, took it beautifully. Handball goes out wide. Here's Slattery. Going to drive it a long way in defence with a low ball. Wasn't so great. Knocked away the double fist Maxwell. Through a bit of traffic they go. The Bombers, Dyson was in there. Ball comes to ground. Almost had it. Beams out the back door. Davis. Handy little kick around the corner. Pye's got 3 of them now if they can handle the ball cleanly. Possum Eyes Tuvey went out wide. Found the handball. It was good. Beams kept it alive to O'Brien with a nicely weighted ball. His short kick finds Didak. He marks it half forward. Didak to space. Here's Dick. Little Dick's got it. Picks it up. Clean hands. Handball backward. Degree of difficulty far too high. And now the Bombers respond righter initially.
Dempsey at half-back can give it off to McPhee.
Got numbers in the middle, but they continue to go wide. They've gone away for the game plan.
Monfries honours the hard running of Dyson. If he can be clean, he'll keep the footy in. He does, but now he's got Wellingham coming at him. Gives him a little dry one, and it's out of play. And then a bit of pushing and shoving there from Sharrod.
Well, there's an example, a perfect example of them deviating from the game plan. They were on centre wing. They had 2 Essendon players in the middle of the ground, and they elected to come along the boundary.
We're always a long way back from that throw-in. Hocking dispossessed. Harry O over the top. Little kick to Fraser. His handball ended up in the hands of Dyson. He was dispossessed. Beams. Wellingham, a little touch pass, but it didn't find its mark. The Possum Eyes Tuvey had it just to Wellingham, and then a high ball down the members' wing. You'd back Fletcher in this situation. It was edged under it, though. Well done, Medhurst. Got out of a couple of tackles. Got it off now to O'Brien. Left foot, real sort of floaty one. Straight to McPhee at halfback.
McPhee plays on with a long handball. Here's Lovett in the corridor, Gary. He goes straight down the I-diddle-diddle. Spots up Welsh. He takes the mark forward to the centre circle. Welsh now on the left boot, goes out wide. An opportunity for Monfries. He marks 60 metres out. Turns and faces and fronts the City end goal. A long driving ball. Here comes Lloyd, being held by the arm by Preston Giacomo. Lloyd went and got his own ground level ball. Ran into the brick wall in Heathshaw. Rips in the tackle and will ball it up. Top of the defensive goal square here for the Pies. They trail at the moment by, in fact, they lead by 28 points, Collingwood.
I'd have the runner out to Travis Cloak and say, mate, you were magnificent in the first half. You just let us down badly in the first 2 contests.
Maxwell smashed it straight to an opposing player. Stanton was taken as he tried to get the kick. Monfries, left foot snap around the body, bounces to Lloyd. He's battling against about 7 of them. And O'Brien picked it up, gave it off to Wellingham, and a free kick's going to go the Collingwood Footy Club's way.
50 metres.
And a Fetty. Against Lloyd.
Taking the player out after he's been in the contest.
Just here.
No.
50.
Well, one umpire said 50 metres.
Oh, I heard it too, Chief. But Wellingham is able to just drop it to Beams. Defensive goal square. 60 plays 32. 28-point lead for Collingwood, and this is Maxwell.
Maxwell marks at centre half back. Pies in front at the moment by 28.
Oh, look at the runner, Harry Hopan.
Goes out wide to Goldsack. Goldsack goes up to a Swan juggling mark effort. Couldn't hold it.
Not only high pant, but very white of skin.
Oh, it's a tail-looking runner. With them up around his nipples, Jim.
Collingwood runner we speak of. Here is Pendlebury coming onto the ground. Ball comes forward. Thomas been extremely good tonight. Got the handball to Wellingham. Sometimes gets a little carried away on himself as Fraser goes a high ball. Up they go. Big John Anthony over the top. Juggling attempt to mark. I don't think he grabbed it on the second attempt before it hit the deck. Umpire also agreed, and we'll have a ball up attacking 50 Collingwood.
Yeah, good call, Brian, on the ace to Gemstone. The ball just hit the deck as he tried to bring it down.
Bounce 50 out from Collingwood's goal. 28 points they lead. Work down to Didak, who had a power of the footy in the first term. A little kick. McPhee's been good, and he was taken high. Back into the Bombers side, Adam McPhee. He's got a sideways option if he wants it in Dempsey.
Slattery and Wellingham going at it.
Goes to Courtney Dempsey. Has a bounce and then goes with the handball sideways to Hocking. Adventurously gets around Thomas, but they break it up. Collingwood here. Medhurst Handball off to Goldsack. Leon lurking forward. Has taken it inside 50.
Well, they just are a shadow of the way they played early in the game. They had such confidence and surety in their ball movement, but on this occasion, I think it was a big man hooker, was it? It was trying to get back inside. Know your limitations, champ. Give it off to one of the good ball carriers and the good ball users. The turnover is going to cost them again.
Should never have taken on Dale Thomas. That's very ambitious behaviour. As Leon from the set shot kicks the ball through for a goal.
Just a one-finger salute for
A
Leon.
little one-finger sidewayser. And that's 10-6, 66 Collingwood, 4-8-32 Essendon. TripleMTradingPost.com.au scoreboard. Doc for your local Toyota dealer.
You mentioned Travis Cloke needing to put in BT. Came off the ground, sat on the interchange bench for about 10 seconds and got summarily called to the phone and had a bit of chat to the coach's box. So still on the bench, Travis.
Well, Leon Davis, we know he's graduated into an A-grade midfielder, but he's been very, very quiet tonight. Just the 8 possessions, but he can hurt you when he gets them in the attacking 50. Kick the goal there. It might be the start of something in the second half for Leon.
It's just the sort of, when he kicked the goal, there's just the nonchalant stand there and almost the finger pointing north.
Yep.
With the elbow tucked into the rib cage.
Yep.
Just a real sharp bit of arrogance about that.
That's where you've shot the bloke in front of you and then a smart ass from the side as a pin, so you get rid of him as well. With a look away. Bang.
Oh, boy.
Clint Eastwood style.
That's what I think he's doing. I think he's sending a lesson to Dick. So unless you've got a real good celebration, mate, just keep it simple.
Yep. Well, we want to see Dick get hold of something here in the latter pages of this game, just to see what he has got to celebrate. The kick in the meantime to half forward for Collingwood as McPhee got him. Cloak wrapped him up in the tackle. He had prior opportunity. The umpire plays for the free kick. Now the advantage is Babe. Lockyer went inside out around Dempsey. Shaped it up to the punt road end and jammed it home. No, it's hit the post. Minor score in the end from Tarky and Lockyer. 10-8-68, the Bombers 4-8-32, TripleM, tradingpost.com.au.
You get the runner out the Cloak on that occasion and say, well done, that's better. You led to the footy, you got a bad bounce, got back on it and laid the tackle.
As you get the
50,
feeling.
50 against Leon.
Come on.
See if he gets the finger out here, Leon.
This might be only a couple of minutes away from busting right open this game. Prismal out of side. And Leon comes back and stands on the mark. They need to string some goals together, the Bombers.
Haven't played with the adventure and the dare that you thought they might after half-time. They're a bit stop-startish.
Yeah, they're tortoise-like, Gary, just back into the shell. As
shriveled.
Lucas from a long way out, a bit like Jim down at the Sea Baths, July style. As still outside 50. This is Skipworth, and he just bangs it back to Dusty Fletcher, centre of the ground.
Everyone forward of the footy.
Little ball to Prismal, not far enough, so he's going to have to get it and go. He releases it to our side of the ground. I think it's Pears. Takes it still outside 50. He's got Winderlick further afield. That's only just the journey.
Oh, look at that. Every player forward of centre half forward for the Bombers. Every player from both sides on the ground. That's amazing. Every player almost inside 50.
Winderlick goes to Lloyd. Mark taken by Maxwell. Very nicely.
Why would you try and hit someone up then, Brian, when there's 36 players in there?
Exactly. Kick goes out wide. Here's Lockyer. Lockyer has marked the ball on the half-back line, but he's got nothing to kick to because every one of those 36 players was inside Collingwood's defensive 50.
And this man, Dane Swan, ran the hardest and the furthest.
And took the mark as a result. And now he kicks short and finds Penalby. 70 metres out, so Collingwood have methodically transferred the ball from one end to the other. And the kick goes forward and Cloak marks. Incredible work rate from the Pies. He plays on a high centering ball. Maxwell's going to take it over the red-booted Reamers. Maxwell marks 25 out, 50-degree angle. Remarkable work rate to get back.
Dane Swan, take a bow. He took off on a 150-metre searching lead. Prismal started behind him, and it was just a sprint, basically. And Swan ended up opening up about a 2-metre break, and the kick was magnificent.
And Nick Maxwell started this play with a mark 20 out at the other end, Gary, and he's now finishing it off 20 out from his own goal. So Collingwood players prepared to run hard was the example there. 25 out, bit of angle about it, and he's really made a mess of it. Kicked it way left. Minor score, 10-8-68. The Bombers are 4-8-32. Triple M Trading Post scoreboard, 12 minutes gone, third quarter.
Dyson kicks to himself and then sees Paddy Ryder out wide. Good kick, and Ryder takes it half back out of side. Got Winderlick further afield, ignores that and goes in the Lucas direction. Brown punches it away from him, but second grab Lucas. Right on the outer wing. Bombers head to the city end in this third term.
Sack.
High ball. And the goal sack. Oh, just really awkwardly ran under the footy.
That's a shocking piece of play, Tyson Goldsack. It was a long, slow kick. He was on his own, and he jumped a good second and a half too early.
Got a blood rule here.
And under it.
What happened to the Nanagoon boys?
I don't think he wanted to stay there that long. I don't think he wanted to stay another second and a half and take the contest as Maxwell comes off with blood streaming out of his snout.
Right.
I think he copped that in that marking contest a little bit earlier.
Right down to the Dr. Smooth.
That was spot on. When he took that beautiful mark and had the shot on goal, that great running you were talking about, he landed and face planted, and he had a little bit of trickle there, and the umpire let him have the shot on goal. But as he's run around, his blood pressure's gone up and he's bleeding from the nose.
Pendlebury off to Swan. He was taken in a tackle, couldn't get the kick away. Didak shoveled it out to Fraser and then to Dane Swan. High ball in the Courtney Dempsey direction. He takes the mark on the Toyota Orion V6 logo. Centering ball to Hooker.
Let him kick.
Gets a handball into the corridor. Prismal. Fletcher from outside 50. A standing start barrel. A great big long one. Lloyd takes the mark about a metre out from the city end goal.
Disappointing for the Pies. They had 3-on-1. Presty and his man, but he also had Medhurst and Dane Swan dropping back. But as smaller midfield and forward types, not one of them actually went third man up. They both sat looking for the crumb.
This will take a good kick on the wrong side. Matty Lloyd going to have to go for the Bunani. And he does it beautifully. Lloydie gets his first. Essendon get their fifth. They're 5-8-38. Collingwood 10-8-68. TripleMTradingPost.com.au scoreboard.
One of those situations, Chief, when Hooker is the last man, he's the last man up at centre-half forward and gets the ball in his hands, just drop off him. If they'd have dropped off him and just denied him the handball, then he would have had to make a decision. Now, who knows? Might have happened, but they allowed him to release. And as you said, Collingwood defenders would love to have that again because Matthew Lloyd took a chest mark right in the middle of them. So 30 points of margin, 10 minutes to go in the third quarter. They need to get some urgency and some excitement about the way they play the Bombers if they're really going to challenge.
Back in the middle of the ground we go for the ball up again. Collingwood to the punt road end in this third quarter, the Bombers to the city end. Fraser took it out of the ruck and won the clearing contest, but got it straight to McPhee of the opposition, a half-back. Had a bit of a Bo Peep, did that man there. Can't quite track his number down, might have been Prismal. It was indeed, and now Cloak applies the tackle on Lovett and Orion. Will have a ball up right on the AFL Northern Wing logo. Umpire Kennedy will bounce it right in the middle of the AFL sign. Nice bounce too. Fraser once again got the tap down. This time went defensively to the back to Swan. He gave it to Beams. Beams turns around. Didn't quite nail the ball full of boot. And kicked it high and wide. Dempsey took the mark as a result. Immediately played on with the left footer. Got it over there. An opportunity here for Skipworth. 55 metres out went the low, ugly ball. It missed Lloyd. And now goes over the line out of bounds. We'll have the boundary throw in deep at the city end for the Bombers at the 17-minute mark of the third.
Geez, the kicking inside 50's fallen away, Chieftain.
Yes, let them down, the Bombers. That's the reason they haven't got anywhere near as many goals on the board as they should have.
It's good early. It's poor now. Welsh got it off to Cheesy O'Brien. Here's Didak. How much of a tour, please?
26 Carlton natural blondes.
Around the body, just a tumbler in front of Gary's boy Cloak. Takes it nicely off to Wellingham, but now out of play. Down near the dock.
He's struggled a little bit. McPhee has won the battle this quarter. Now's the time. Change it up, Travis. Take him way down to the goal square and have a couple of minutes out of the playing out of full forward. Don't leave it like it is.
30-point lead for Collingwood. Didak again. This time worried out of it by Hockey. Stanton. And McPhee just dumps it on the boot, but here's Leon at half-back. Takes a simple chest mark. Got Beams on over the top. Kick to him's good. Beamsy gets it and goes back-to-back. Jack Anthony dangerous, really dangerous. Terrific one-handed mark 20 out directly in front.
Well, it's a repeat of what happened in the second quarter. And I think one of the reasons that Jack Anthony's not leading as much tonight is that the 3 marks he's got them over the back when he's been leading back towards goal. And sometimes you fall in the habit of going with what's working for you, but you've got to mix it up and pick the best option each time.
On that occasion, it's the absolute right move because that's where the dangerous space is.
So Anthony holding the ball Curly Austin style. Kicks a goal. No, hits the post again
What is
from
he
point-blank range.
doing with that grip, Jim?
I'm going to go to the main man here. Bristleman, where's this come from, this hold on the ball?
Someone's got hold of him down there, and it ain't good because it's a horrible-looking bloody prehistoric Curly Austin dinosaur grip, as you mentioned. Not good at all. And now the Bombers have got it in defence as a result of the Jack Anthony behind with Fletcher.
Nice cutting.
Fletcher, a short ball, finds Winderlick. Winderlick goes around on the left. Another short ball finds Scotty Lucas, who marks it on the wing.
They've got a little bit of momentum if they attack here.
And now the ball comes out wide. Here we go with the Bombers. Handball missed Fletcher. Running backwards, I think it was from Welsh. And now the Fletcher kick short finds Lovett Murray at half-back. They can go if they want. Lovett Murray goes short and thought about Slattery, found Winderlick. Back to Lovett Murray in the middle of the ground there. Hocking sat Pendlebury on his backside. Kick goes out wide to Lovett, who took a one-handed juggler. And he's been paid by an umpire. That was in a really bad position. Hasn't been that good tonight, Hayden Kennedy. Didn't go back over the top of the man on the mark, so why did you bring him back in the first place? No. The kick went into Skipworth, who completely ducked ahead, I thought. Monfrey's got a high tackle, should have got a free. Nothing on. And the umpire ball up, attacking 50 for the Bombers. They trail 38-69.
Sure, Skipworth is a really strong target inside forward 50. I'd rather Monfrey's on goal sack.
Picked up by Aubrey, out wide now to Didak. Good chase from Alwyn Davey. Skipworth picks it up just inside the field of play. Thomas came at him, he got the kick away. Almost Monfrey's. Ball on the ground. Picked up by Harry O. Now they work it into the hands of Hank Slattery. Just kicks it straight up in the air. And a big fist away. Straight to Lucas. Scotty hand around the corner. Hits the post, I think. And behind is the result. 5-9 to 10-9. Still a 30-point lead to Collingwood. We've played 20 minutes third term.
That's on the tradingpost.com.au scoreboard. For all your car needs, you can search by cost category with the Trading Post. Cars, wheels, tyres, parts.
Oh, he's gone over.
Updated every day.
I saw that coming from 10 metres away.
He was half a yard outside the square. But I'll tell you what, there are 2 things that don't come natural to Scott Lucas. One's the hand pass, and the other's turning onto the right foot, because that last kick he had, if he turns onto the right foot, he almost comes right back in front, and he turns on the left and makes it a very tough kick. Why
would you let Wellingham kick in from full-back? Not that it's a hard thing to do. There's a big white line with 10 metres. Stay in it.
Here's a good kick as Pendlebury comes through, tries to thump it through for a rush behind. Trying to get through now, Ryder. Collingwood just keep it away from the line. I think it was a small Didak kick that went out wide of the forward pocket. And a boundary throw in now. Very deep for the Bombers. It's 10-9-69. Collingwood leading Essendon 5-9-39.
Take it back, Bristol. Anyone should be able to kick in from fullback. It is a fundamentally simple thing to do.
Tradingpost.com.au scoreboard. A little nerve-wracking at times, surely.
No, the actual mechanic on that, of kicking within the confines of a wide square.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Decision-making certainly another thing altogether when it comes to which target you go for, but certainly there's no excuse for walking outside the square.
The voices of Jason Dunstall and Gary Lyon on Triple M Football. We've played 22 in the third. It's 39-69. 30-point Collingwood lead here. Scotty Lucas out of the stoppage. Left foot snap around the corner. I think he's got it.
Oh, boy.
The Bombers are starting to get their way back into this one. It's back to 24 points in favour of Collingwood. Lucas gets one. Tradingpost.com.au scoreboard.
3 of the last 4 goals have come to the Essendon Footy Club, and whilst there's been no great sense that they are mounting a comeback, it's just slowly sneaking up on the Magpies here. 4 goals, 3 of the last 4. There's a little bit of laissez-faire stuff about the Maggies at the moment.
Yeah, on the ace of Gemstone, third man up, Jason Winderlick got it out there, and Lucas had just had a sighter from that position moments ago.
Carlton Natural Blondes, key ball winners for the Bombers in this quarter. 6 to McPhee, 6 to Lucas, and 5 to Dempsey.
And Cloak taking McPhee to the square, which is spot on.
You just had a feeling, Gary, that the Maggies had a 5-minute window to put this game away, and they didn't.
Yeah, it might be the wake-up call they need, Jim.
Oh, here goes Harry O. Long inside 50. Back-to-back Jack will get involved. Cloak will get involved. Look at this boy, Dick. Look at the magic. Look at this bristle man.
Oh, yes!
Sausage!
Yes!
What a finger waggle.
Look at the celebration.
Look at Dick go.
What's Leon going to say?
Just gets it done inside 50 every time, this boy. 11-9 to 6-9. MMTradingpost.com.au scoreboard.
Brilliant passage of play, but I'll tell you who got a lesson there. Carl Reimers was actually playing on him, and he got left flat-footed, and then he tried to take a dive and claimed that the shepherd caught him high because he was nowhere near his man, Brad Dick. He was just too quick, too smart, read the play a hell of a lot better.
No celebration at all from Dick.
Yes, it was.
Yes, there
Look,
was.
there it is.
Oh, yes, there was a little
That's
360.
more than a little one,
Almost
Brian.
flicked his finger off. Cloak, it was important then. At least he came out of the square and caused the spillage. There was a waggle. It was a waggle.
A little whirly sort of
waggle.
thing. But, yeah, I didn't think it was there, but it was. And Leon looking on from the boundary line, I wouldn't have thought he would have been happy with that. He's kind of been trying to curb his celebration styles. We have another ball up in the middle. And scoreboard full, 11-9-75 Collingwood, Essendon 6-9-45, MMTradingpost.com.au scoreboard.
Can you sense urgency? I reckon that goal that got him back to 24 points, the next efforts from the Magpie players were even an increase in tempo.
Well, here's the ball out on the loose wing. Lucas was pushed off the ball. The red-booted Reimers dived on top of it. So did the Collingwood player, and he should be penalised. In the back, said the umpire.
Well, Lucas jumped on it.
So it's Nathan Brown has got the free kick on the half-forward line. Looks immediately a handball to Lockyer. He didn't have great peripheral vision, but got rid of it in the nick of time to Beams. Beams' crossing kick to the southern side finds Shaw. Shaw shows it to the player on the man on the mark. Anthony offers something short. He ignores that. Shaw, he's just forward of the wing on the south side, attacking to the punt road end. He plays on, got a bit of a shepherd from Maxwell on the mark. Shaw, a driving ball. Anthony caught a little shallow there, a little deep in fact. Now the ball comes off hands. Dempsey got a piece of it. It's banged inside there, and up they fly. No winner in the air. Skipworth or Lonergan it is. Lonergan, the Ori V6 Loto, looking for running support from behind. Got it from Stanton. A little tipper from Stanton will be cut off by Thomas, and Davey collided midair. They both go to ground. Who'll recover first? It's the Bombers. They knock it forward. Got tripped up Maxwell. Soccer off the ground is over the line and through for a minor score.
If we were playing gridiron, Alwyn Davey would have got a penalty there for clipping. Yeah. He's just dived into the lower leg of the man chasing the ball.
46-75 Collingwood's way.
Good mark out wide to Heathy Shaw. Southern stand wing. And we just gather our thoughts for a second. Chairman, contribute something to the broadcast.
Well, the disposals inside forward 50. The Bombers have actually had 3 more, JB, yet they trail by 29 points.
That's the Carlton draft work there from Chua as O'Brien gets it back in the field of play to Dick. And Dick goes in search of Medhurst. Just couldn't roll it in. Now the Bombers fans want holding the ball. They're not going to get it. Medhurst boxes on. Dick gets claimed in a tackle. Went to ground without the pill.
Grabbed Dick and he didn't have it.
And it's going to be brought away by the Essendon defence. A couple of bounces here for Lovett. He slides it over the top. His kicking efficiency today has been very, very poor. Goldsack gets taken in a hard tackle by Stanton, right in front of where the Dr. Smooth sits.
31% kicking efficiency for the Carlton Natural Blondes.
Not good enough for the young boy Lovett, who's normally good in that area.
And the Possum Eyes done a reasonable job on him.
Ball up on the wing, right in front of the Northern commentary position. Didak off hands to Beams, who banged it inside 50. Don't know why McPhee didn't go at it. He waited for the bounce. He still got hold of it. As he was going to the ground, he tried to handball, not all that accurately. Picked up in the end. Opportunity pairs. Handball over the top Welsh. Got pushed up the ball. Here's Didak, didn't have it. Should have got a free. Another one they missed. Handball comes out to Cloak. Cloak goes inboard to O'Brien. Can give it to the Didak run. He should have. Came back to Cloak on his left foot near the boundary line. He backs up. A little side splitter. Finds Tuvey down low. And Tuvey has taken a mark. 45 out on the 45 angle.
It's better as the night goes on. The Possum Eye Tuvey. Just watching Cloak. He falls asleep, Chief, during games.
Handball's off out the back door. Got it to Didak. Didak from 50 metres out. Launches to the punt road end. Didn't get the journey off hands. Dick hit the post with his snap, Dick. And a minor score, 11-10, 76 Collingwood, Essendon 6-10, 46 tradingpost.com.au scoreboard.
Matty Lloyd, the Velvet Sledgehammer, at half-back.
I'm certain.
Not much to go to, so he's just got to set it up high for Lovett Murray. Good kick in the end. And he takes it out of side. But he's very hard up against the line. Great southern stand wing. Over the top for Stanton. waited a long time. O'Brien came and took the footy, then put a good tackle on. Leon, a one-handed pickup, ran into all sorts of trouble near the Orient logo. And that's holding the ball.
You're making no effort at all, Leon, no effort at all.
And here the umpire there even talking to Leon. Handball away. Monfreeser's got to sit and wait. Goldsack, a big fist. Picked up by Pendlebury. Stepped out of there to Brown. Brown goes in search of Leon. Still on the Great Southern Stand wing. Left foot ball from Leon is beautiful to Nate Brown.
That's a great kick.
He is outside 50, Nate Brown. 46-76, Collingwood up. Brown on left foot, long one. Dick could get involved. Back to back could get involved. Here comes Dick. Goes for a soccer. Well done, Courtney Dempsey. And the football's out of play. Deep punt road end.
Really good effort, Courtney Dempsey. Just desperate in the last line of defence. 30 points to margin. Don't want to give one up here in the dying minutes to the Bombers.
Boundary throw in deep forward pocket here for the Pies. Fraser got in front, took it out of the ruck. Snap it, goal, got it.
Fraser.
Ryder didn't tackle him. Fraser's gone, oh, how am I?
This, Brian.
A little bit of chest wobble to the crowd with the hands out wide. And Fraser gets one with under a minute remaining in the third quarter. 12-10-82. The Bombers 6-10-46 on the tradingpost.com.au scoreboard.
Well, this was the Anzac Day game that Grant Thomas infamously said that he jibbed it or squibbed it or didn't have a go or whatever. He dogged it, I think he said. Well, he's come here tonight with something to prove, and I think he's well and truly got over the top of Ryder and Hooker.
Yeah, Cale Hooker on that occasion. That's a couple of times tonight. He's been just pushed out of the contest too easily.
Carlton Natural Blondes, Josh Fraser, number one ranked player on the ground. 19 disposals, 26 hit-outs and a goal.
Another hit out there.
I think I called that Ryder didn't tackle him. Of course, he's on the bench.
Okay, Possum Eyes goes inside 50. That's Tuvey, the man with the eyes like an apple in the trap. He was unable to take it. Dempsey did really well. Got it off to Dyson. Now they can run through Lovett Murray. Here goes Lovett with Leroy Brown trying to track him down. That's never going to happen. Out wide looking for Elwyn Davey. Oh, beautifully done by Harry O. I thought he took the mark. A bit of showtime handball. And in the end, it's Goldsack who picks it up, and lots of Collingwood players here.
Didak took the mark, gives it to the runner Thomas, past the interchange bench. He stops and props, looks for something corridor style. Fraser, handball over the top to Swan. How many, Ash?
24 Carlton Natural Blondes.
Kicks out wide, Medhurst caught behind Fletcher. Nice mark in front.
Not sure I've been kicking along to Medhurst on Fletcher either.
Strange option, that one.
McPhee squares one up to centre back. Prismal gave it off Stanton. Back Prismal. Siren sounds. And another good quarter of football. 3 goals apiece in that quarter. Malthouse streams onto the ground and says, why, how? And at three-quarter time, Collingwood 12-10-82 maintain their 36-point lead. The Bombers 6-10-46 on the triplmtradingpost.com.au scoreboard. Thanks to Vodafone, Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter was brought to you by Trading Post. Buy your dream car or sell your old one at tradingpost.com.au.
For Vodafone, Triple M rocks football.
Ryan HG, Monday and Friday afternoons, 4 till 7.
Long John Daly coming back to us.
Tonight at the Ferntree Gully Hotel and tomorrow night at the Croxton Park Hotel. Tickets on sale now at tickettech.com.au or from the venues. Both hotels serve Jim Beam, Big Bourbon.
For Vodafone, Triple M rocks football.
This quarter is brought to you by McDonald's. Collect all 4 Ice Age 3 tumblers at McDonald's. Get one free with your new Goulburn Valley Fruit Fizz.
Thanks to Vodafone, Triple M rocking football. Collingwood by 36 at the three-quarter time break. 12-10-82 to the Bombers. 6-10-46. Let's get some Carlton Natural Blonde stats. Ash.
Leading disposal winners for the Pies, 30 to Didak for the Bombers, 25 to McPhee.
Let's quickly go down to Doc Larkins for your local Toyota dealer down there, Doc, and doing some very nice work.
Yeah, well, Brian, I tell you, Mick Malthouse again, he was pretty upset about some of the things that happened in the last 30 seconds, but you'd think, with the lead that he's got up, he'd be happy. And, but more importantly, Matty Knight's got his group together straight away, and he was really just imploring them. You could see him sort of, obviously a bit upset that he didn't get a closer gap at three-quarter time, so brought the group in together. No injuries of concern on either side, Brian.
Thank you, Doc, for your local Toyota dealer down there. Don't forget, those dealers, those local Toyota dealers are handing out big deals Let's talk to Jason Dunstan and Gary Lyon. Jace, you're a little bit quiet that quarter. Perhaps you could start for us first.
I'll give you quiet in a minute, Brian, if you start saying that. The voice is just about gone. I've been talking that much. Look, I think Look, we know they're playing attacking footy, the Bombers, but the only way they could fashion any sort of comeback here is to seriously throw caution to the wind. And I mean, play on at every single opportunity. Even when they look like they're under press, they've just got to go. They did a little bit of it in the first 15 minutes of the match, and they looked sensational. Unfortunately, they didn't kick goals. But they've just got to go straight back to that starting recipe and go for broke. It's the only chance they've got. Now, the fact is they may make a few errors and the margin might blow out, but you don't sit here and play defensively now. You've just got to go for it.
No, a very frugal defence. I would like to see Winderlick or someone of that nature come out of the goal square, or which he might be going. And Lovett Murray. So I like that. Because right now, Lloyd and Lucas don't look... They've only kicked 6 goals in 3 quarters. So mix it up a bit. Take someone other than Prestigiacomo to the goal square. We know Presti's almost the All-Australian defender. So make Heath Shaw play out of there. Or make Maxwell play there so he can't zone off. And see if you can't get some more attacking options forward to 50.
This young man down there with a beanie on his head with the flap on the side, Brian. My young bloke's working with one of them at the minute. Looks like a freak of a man. I said to him, he better address his headwear quickly. It's out of the centre. We get this final term started. Clearance with Remus. Long ball forward. Ill-directed kick, and Maxwell did well. And that is not deliberate. It was under extreme pressure, and it'll be brought back in for a behind. 6-11 to 12-10 on the Triple M McDonald scoreboard.
See, the way Lovett Murray argued with the umpire then, it's like the players that don't actually know this rule yet. It's
no, they don't.
Quite remarkable how they disagree.
I think, though, Brian, in the last 8 or 10 weeks of the season, we're going to see more rush behinds because players will start to get a grip on the fact that when they're under pressure, they can rush it through.
Yeah, probably will. Monfries, they thought it was an absolute no-no under most circumstances, and it appears it's the other way around. Here's Stanton, got the ball on half-forward, Bombers to the punt road end, final quarter. Here's Lovett Murray, stretches the Dukes out, the arms they are, takes the mark, 75 from home, high ball to the punt road end, Winderlick in front, has been sent forward to play a deepies forward, opportunity here, bursting through O'Brien, did really well to scurry up the ball, got it on to Swan. His short kick finds Fraser at half-back for Collingwood.
Winderlick's gone forward to play as a leading forward, not as a long ball in.
Ryder's just trailing Fraser in, Gary.
He's pantsed him. And Paddy Ryder, whether he's tired or not, he's copped his own medicine today because he was outstanding in the Anzac Day game. Josh Fraser's belted him.
Remus, left foot ball inside 50 again. The delivery forward not great for Essendon.
You're not that good, Kyle.
No. As the footy at 50 metres out from the Essendon goal will be bounced.
With Essendon player down behind player, I think it's Dempsey, is it?
Yep. So he's copped one in the head. Ace the gemstone he did. He just copped a swinging hand from Sharrod Wellingham. Might be fingers in the eyes.
Welsh to Remus, and he's picked up by Wellingham. The ball will be bounced the same spot. Let's get down to the doctor smooth.
Yeah, we talk about Courtney Dempsey. He did get a high knock and stayed down for about 30 seconds or so. The doctors have helped him. He's got his head in his hands, like he's just holding his forehead, so they're going to check him out for eyes and concussion.
All right, Doc, well, you're standing right there. The boundary, ball's gone over the boundary in front of you. Just what are they examining exactly?
Having a look at his eye at the moment. Doc Reed just checking that with Dr. Reynolds helping out. A double medical effort.
For your local Toyota dealer, for super sharp drive-away prices, don't miss Toyota dealers mid-season rev-up. They won't be beaten. That's the tip. The kick goes forward to Anthony. He couldn't hold the mark. Collingwood on half forward. Here's Little Dick. Got it near the boundary line. Handball over the top. Gave it to Tooby. Back to Dick. Now he's on his favourite left side. The kick inside to Swan. Swan will mark 25 out, slight angle. And no need to give this one away from Dane Swan as he's looking to do so. Go back and kick the goal.
Well, Brian, that started again from Josh Fraser. Centre wing, boundary throw in. He just monstered Ryder out of the road, took clean possession of the footy and kicked it forward. He's had 22 possessions, 28 hit-outs to Paddy Ryder, 9 possessions and 11 hit-outs.
And Swan has kicked the goal already tonight, and he lines up from 30 metres out. That one's left all the way, all night long. And a minor score, 12-11-83 Collingwood to the Bombers, 6-11-47. 3 minutes gone last quarter, McDonald's scoreboard. Celebrate Ice Age 3. Dawn of the Dinosaurs at McDonald's with the new Fanta Blue Freeze.
2 balls on the ground, so we need to wait till they get rid of one of them, which they do now. Fletcher kicks to himself, goes in search of McPhee. He's got a couple to beat in the air. Heath Shaw broke it up. Didak at ground level. Falls on top of the footy. And I think the umpire's going to bounce it. Doc, nice and cold down there. You've got the Nike thermal undergarment.
The Pro Series, JB, the new thermal gear from Nike, doing a wonderful job tonight.
Beautiful.
Courtney Dempsey having the right eye checked for a visual problem.
Collingwood, comfortable 47 to 83 point leaders.
All right, well, your chief right now, as there's a ball up at the back line of Essendon, would you say, right, we are 36 points down, there's 17 minutes. Now let's put Dustin Fletcher forward. Do something. You can't just allow this to roll along like this.
Stopping goals at Collingwood's end isn't going to help.
Too high on Tarkin Lockyer. Stanton hasn't had a great night, I don't reckon.
No, I think they've just got a little bit of a scuffle, but they've just got to load up the midfield with their best runners and load up the forward line.
Lockyer to Leroy Brown at centre-half forward. The trip too far, you'd suggest, for him. Thought about dumping it long. Now we get taken in a tackle from behind. Took a long time to get rid of it. This is Goldsack. Spun out of there. Beautiful touch from O'Brien, and he'll get it back.
That was brilliant. A backhanded flick. Ball in the air. He would have been tackled. Now O'Brien, a couple of bounces. 70-metre ball inside 50. Up they fly. The Bombers get back in numbers, and the big fella Hooker carves one out. Gave the handball to Remus in the defensive goal square. He goes out wide to Slattery. Slattery an opportunity now wide, and a short ball finds Lovett Murray. And Lovett Murray takes the mark on the half-back line in front of the members' stand. A little tipping ball over the top and finds an opportunity. So the Bombers just go the slow play just for the moment as the ball comes out wide to Monfries, very nearly out of bounds as Thomas and Leon Davis wait to come back on the ground. Monfries with a driving ball to half forward. Lloyd offers the lead. Chief saw the third man up with Pressy Giacomo. Wellingham off the front and centre. Got the handball, Pendlebury over to Harry O. Harry O'Brien, now Lockyer. Davis in front of the Collingwood bench. High ball, Medhurst. Fletcher works his way to the front. Dropped the chest mark in the end. Pursued by Thomas. Hurried and worried out of it. Now Medhurst applies the tackle. He was like a little baboon holding onto his mum around the neck.
He was.
As he almost got the legs around the guts as well, and a free kick to the Bombers.
Koalaed him.
Very lucky, I thought, for Hogging. I don't think, Gaz, that the Bombers have got the legs to stage any sort of comeback tonight.
No, there's no sense of it, is it? I mean, it's almost a resignation here that let's not get blown out of the water, but it's too hard.
Hooker, short to Lucas.
And maybe we're taking something away from Collingwood, who have been
good,
really good since quarter time. They've just been relentless.
Australia trailed or led England A by 6 runs in the first innings of the tour match. They're now none for 17. Brett Lee took 6 for 76. As maybe a few of those English batsmen allowed him to dismiss him in the hope that he'll get picked in the first test team.
Well, I think he's bowled his way in, Jim. Well, they've batted him in.
Well, here comes Didak, broken up beautifully. Handball off to Beams.
He'll get through, son.
Oh, he's got Cloak on. He didn't, Gary. He sort of got a bit worried about it. He'll get it back though, Beams. Now he'll go along to Cloak one-on-one.
Good match-up. Mismatch.
Cloak, can he get to the footy? He monsters his opponent physically, but just can't get the ball in his hands.
Well done, Henry.
Jack Anthony did well, but then was taken to ground. It's a scramble still. Didak gets involved, just couldn't get boot to ball. Anthony, a snap was smothered. And well done by McPhee to get the footy.
Yeah, I thought Slattery did well one-on-one with Cloak.
Great effort.
Here's Lucas, still under a bit of pressure in the back pocket, but they're out of trouble momentarily here, the Bombers. The handball comes to Dyson. He runs from the defensive 50, gives the handball to Lucas. He runs to the back of the square at centre-half back. Risky kick to Skipworth in front of Davis. Took the mark, though. Handball's off. Here's Pears going forward with a long ball looking for Winderlick. Got a fist on top of the head, Wellingham. Knocked it. Front and centred beautifully by Lockyer. Gave the handball to Fraser. His nurse little kick out wide at Thomas. Sold some brilliant candy on Pears. Brought the ball back inside by foot and found Beams. 50 metres out Beams. Won't go the journey. Short kick. Cloak presents. Takes the chest mark. 35 to 40 metres out on the 45-degree angle. Cloak will line up for goal number 4.
Well, Wellingham at the moment is playing... Well, he was on Winderlick. He's come off a spell. They might have shifted him, but defensively he's been unbelievable, and he had a defensive crumb before that Brian called beautifully, and then he punched it away from Winderlick as well. So they are developing nicely, Collingwood.
Another quadruple change off the bench for Collingwood while Cloak lines up for goal. This one's off to the left-hand side so badly that it's almost out of bounds on the full. In fact, touched right on the line by Jack Anthony, and a boundary throw in deep in Collingwood's city end attacking zone. Let's go to Doc for your local Toyota dealer, Doc.
Yeah, Angus Monfrey's down the race with left hamstring problems for Essendon, Brian. Just tight and sore. The physio's assessing him. Monfrey's off.
Fraser to a dangerous spot. But no Collingwood players able to get their hands on it now. It's holding the ball.
Two Collingwood players
Stand
holding
out
it
here
in.
on defensive 50. I mean, how do you allow Alan Didak that sort of space?
Prismal squeezes a kick to Hank Slattery.
It's not the same run and spread that we've seen from the Bombers in other weeks. I think they've fired all their bullets tonight, and I've got to give credit to Collingwood for the pressure that they've put on since probably the 20-minute mark of the first quarter. They've really taken control of the game.
Lovett bursting through the middle. Long to half forward. Lloyd will get real good knees into the back of Swan and hurt him.
Oh, really hurt him.
Winderlick swings around to Ryder at half forward, off to Prismal. Goes for a little chippy one. Stanson's had a horrible night. It gets chopped out by Leon. And he's able to find Harry O, who was too strong. He got it to Thomas.
Swan hurt, coming from the ground to Doc in a moment. Looked like he got one right in the back of the kidney. In the meantime, the ball transferred to Travis Cloak. 55 metres out, put it to the hot spot unselfishly. Gave the Pies forwards an opportunity. Ball punch forward. Dick went and got it. Got Cannon into the back by Slattery. Umpire said no, nothing. Dick then locks the ball in, and he'll force a ball up attacking 50 for Collingwood. Let's go down to Doc for your local Toyota dealer, Doc.
Yeah, he'll come good, Dane Swan, but he got cleaned up by Lloydie's knees right in the back, got corked and went to ground. And look, he was able to jog off, Brian. He'll give him a minute or two. Swan will be back.
Boundary throw-in ball comes to Beams. Right foot kick around the body. Good-looking ball to goal. Beams from 50 with a kick around the corner, for goodness sake. Collingwood get the first goal of the last quarter. 13-11-89 to the Bombers, 6-11-47 on the McDonald's scoreboard.
He's just going about his business, isn't he, Dane Beams? He's chalked up 22 Carlton Natural Blondes. That's a personal best for him, and this was a really good finish. A big snap around the corner from 50. You don't get them to carry like that too often. He struck that perfectly on the Ace of Gemstone. Dane Swan off for a little bit of a spell, and probably a well-deserved one after copping the knees from Matty Lloyd.
Carlton Natural Blondes, Alan Didak, the last 4 weeks he's racked up 30-plus disposals, letting Stack get it today with 32.
He's always been good velvet at making the bloke in front of him feel it if he gets in there.
I love it, Jim. I know it's as a forward, it's the one sort of legitimate way you can make him nervous.
Yep. He's been able to do it his whole career and not do it in a way that's too obvious. Love it at the back. Swings it out in front of Winderlick, who takes it out of wing. Here comes the Velvet Sledgehammer, not able to get hold of it there, Matty Lloyd.
See, they're working hard to cover each other's space, this Collingwood side.
Goes in search of Lucas, good kick, Winderlick. And Lucas takes the mark inside. Punt road forward 50. Yes, man.
JB, just the handball receives. Essendon had 53 in the first quarter. They've only had 70 since quarter time for Carlton Natural Blondes.
Right, and to the Dr. Smooth local Toyota dealer.
Yeah, Dane Swan back on the ground after that little bit of attention for the whack in the back, so good news for Collingwood.
Here is Lucas. He has 2 already on the night, and that looks good. Got his 3rd. And the Essendon Footy Club have their 7th. 7-11-40-53. To 13-11-89. Collingwood, Triple M McDonald's scoreboard. Celebrate Ice Age 3, Dawn of the Dinosaurs at McDonald's with the new Fanta Blue Freeze.
Started the game well, Scotty Lucas, and he's actually worked reasonably hard. He's had a tough opponent in Nathan Brown, but 3 goals and 18 possessions. He's just starting to rediscover a little bit of the old form. He's not the athlete that he used to be, but he's back playing with some footy smarts.
Will it be his last year this year, Scotty Lucas, you reckon?
Yep.
It'll have to be, I think. I don't think he's going to help the Bombers going forward.
Goal apiece in the last quarter here. A 36-point differential in favour of Collingwood. And a crowd of 77,699. So not a bad crowd. Good crowd indeed.
Not as good as last week.
Here on a Friday night. They just do it week in, week out, Gary. They average 60. It's not bad for a team here in this modern day of football. Beams over the top. Long handball found Swan. Swan a driving ball. Leon went up.
Oh, no.
Got a little under the ball.
Oh, no.
A little misjudged there.
Oh,
and
no.
now an opportunity here for Heath Hocking to get it out to the Waxman Lonigan.
No.
We call him the Waxman because he looks almost too perfect in the face to be alive. An opportunity here for Skipworth, tackled by Lockyer, thrown to the ground. No free kick. Didak pounces on it. He's sucked it in. It might have been O'Brien. Didn't spit it out. Should have been penalised. Nothing. 13-minute mark, final quarter. The Pies in control with 10 remaining.
Just didn't get a replay of Leon's effort. Sadly, I needed to have another look at it.
89-53.
He's sick.
McPhee out of side. Went in search of Prism, will get smashed away. I reckon it's going to be another thing they'll introduce into the draft camp, where they'll say to these young blokes coming in, do your best to be in Bristol's stable.
Yeah, that's right.
Because once you get in there, you get looked after.
And once you're not in
Gold ticket style.
If you go into his anti-stable, see what happened to Nick Stevens.
Picked up there by...
What?
Leroy
That was you guys.
Brian, you potted him all last
Straight
week.
into McPhee, and he takes it at halfback. If you're just joining us, it's been a very good Collingwood performance. 13-11-89 to Essendon 7-11-53. And we've played 14 minutes in this final term.
True man, slip me a note. Michael Ricks is mentally scarred.
The ball at the feet of Winderlich. Got taken by Maxwell. Through came Hooker. Not able to take the footy with him. The pick-up was good from Dyson. That wasn't great from Hank Slattery. And Tuvi's able to bring it away, but straight to Fletcher at half-back.
The pressure that they've caused turnovers turned this game on its head. With about 10 minutes to go in the first quarter, that's where it started to have an impact, and it's continued on.
And the Bombers have been forced wider and wider as the night goes on. And Reimers, the red-booted Reimers, was heading wide and continues wide with the bounce. Got some mazip about him to kick back inboard to Davey. Got met by the Brazilian anaconda Harry O'Brien very fiercely and gets the free. Davey, short little chipping ball and finds a Winderlich just forward of the centre circle. Bombers to the punt road end. Here comes Lucas on the long lead. Ignored. Winderlich short finds Welsh. Still inside the centre square, Welsh. Another short little kick, barely the 15, but paid to Dyson. He's 55 metres out directly in front, Dyson. He'd get it on the run, but not on the stand. Ricky Dyson. Short lead by Lonigan. And he ends up kicking sideways to Fletcher, who can wind up and run forward, but Dick quickly mans the mark. He goes wide to Winderlich. He gets a bit of momentum. Short ball cut off by O'Brien. Juggling attempt, couldn't control it, spills to Dyson. Back to Winderlich. He's right on the 50. Handball wide. Slattery. His handball goes to Hocking. Hocking 50, sold some candy to back-to-back Jack. Came in on the left. Got gobbled up in the tackle. Not before he got the kick away. Come through for a rush behind in the end. 7-12-54 the Bombers. Collingwood 13-11-89. 16-minute mark last quarter, McDonald's scoreboard.
Hughes has been dismissed for 8 again by grievous bodily harmison. Twice in the game, Gary.
Short and adding.
Single figures. I didn't see the dismissal, but the man who's been backed into scoring the most runs in the series would want to hope he's hanging on to them for the series.
You've taken an early set against him, Jim.
Out wide, Lockyer, long ball forward. I don't like him getting in front of my man Punter, who has done it over 15 years. Is inboard to Beams. Beautiful kick. And Beams has got it 35-40 out, not much angle, City end.
Oh, the skunk hasn't had a great night. He's been pretty comprehensively belted by Dustin Fletcher, but on that occasion, this is what he can do. He can do the mercurial and kick the unbelievable goal, but he's also a very nice deliverer of the footy, and I think Beams has been handy.
He's been very good. It's a personal best for him, coming up for possession number 24. And on the Ace of Gemstone computer replay, a little bit unlucky not to get 50 with Alwyn David just knocking the ball out of his hands.
He's got some tape on the right shoulder covering the artwork on his shoulder. Wouldn't like that. What's the point of having the artwork?
No point going with the tough tickers, Bristol, if you can't see him. Here's Beamsy to the City end with a low and straight one. Kicked the last 2 goals of the game for Collingwood as Beams. Impressive young unit. And they box on. Do Collingwood 14-11-95. Essendon 7-12-54. Triple M McDonald scoreboard.
I think he's been a really nice little inclusion here, Dane Beams. I think underappreciated a little bit as a first-year player. And if he can slot in as part of this midfield mix and rotation, Mick Moldhouse should be congratulated on bringing along Beams the way he has, and also Wellingham, who's been able to play different roles. He's certainly developed. Dick is the other one who's really developed. So they've got some options available to them right now, and they're shaping up beautifully.
Collingwood at the moment by 41. Don't forget the mid-season review on Sunday from 12-1. James Brayshaw in control there. Got the great Sam Newman. Grant Thomas on board to just talk us through a few issues so far in the season. That's Sunday from 12-1 on Triple M Football. The mid-season review, Sam Newman, Grant Thomas. led by James Brayshaw.
Not a punch pulled, Bristol, by either of those two.
Very strong, we believe, in their thoughts on the footy so far. Want to hear it. Here's Lonergan to Dempsey. Dempsey a handball to Lloyd. Clawed it in the one juke. Gave it off, though, to Wellingham of the opposition. Swan was unable to take the ball cleanly. Backed up, got it the second time. Threaded the needle with a lightning handball to Presti Giacomo. He gave it to the Goldsack, who was always under pressure. Ball pinned to him. We'll have a ball up within about 20 metres of the Bomber Punt Road goal.
Carlton Natural Blondes, the marks inside 50 since quarter time, 14-3, Collingwood's way.
Ryder, clean possession. And it gets kicked straight into the arms of Reamers by Maxwell. And he's inside forward 50 City end. It'll be interesting to see how that program is received, especially by the hierarchy at Triple M. As involved with Reamers. He's going to take a shot to the punt road end. Just inside 50. He's hit it nicely, but it looks like he may have pulled it to the left. And they're behind the result for Essendon. They're 7-13. Collingwood are 14-11. Triple M McDonald's scoreboard.
Is the hierarchy listening?
I think he might have been. I'm not sure where he is.
For those that don't know, our boss was sitting directly under us and
confirmed that he's batting way above himself too with his beautiful wife.
Again, as he always does.
There's Pendlebury on the wing. He gathers the clean ball, a bounce, and it's been a return. Amazing return inside a week. The kick to Dick was sizzling, and Dick takes a chest mark on 50 near the boundary line. It was a surprise. We'll go to Doc for a thought on that in just a moment on Pendlebury. Dick plays on from 50. High ball, top of the square. Got Cloak and a genuine one out. Cloak takes the mark. Really strong. Cloak has taken the mark in the goal spread for Collingwood. Let's quickly go down for Doc. A thought on Pendlebury, Doc.
Yeah, well, I was referring to the fact that he had that medial ligament injury, Brian. He's only missed one match when he was expected to miss up to 4 or 5. So, look, I think he's played okay. He's had heavy strapping protecting the left knee, but he'll be better off for the run, and he'll be right next week. Cloak lining up, Brian. Yep,
for his 4th goal, Doc, as he comes in and kicks at home. He's got 4. Collingwood at home with a 3-goal to 1 last quarter here. 7-13-55 the Bombers. Collingwood 15-11-101 on the Triple M McDonald's scoreboard. And of course, Doc down there for your local Toyota dealer. For Super Sharp drive-away prices, don't miss your Toyota dealers mid-season rev up. They won't be beaten.
Well, he hasn't been the worst player by a long stretch, Adam McPhee, but Travis Cloak's been really influential. They probably enjoyed different periods of the game. Hasn't been one of those break-even jobs. One bloke's either dominated the other at various stages, but the big forward's kicked 4 goals. He stood his ground on that occasion. He can be a better player, Travis Cloak, than he already is if he just concentrates throughout the whole course of the game. I think on occasion he just sort of goes to sleep half the time.
As Tom Cruise heads home, the Crown box empty, 101-55. Easy win this for Collingwood, certainly as far as margin's concerned. They're out very comfortably. Lovett steps through a couple, gets the handball off. Dyson inside 50. Here comes Lloyd. Hands to it, couldn't take it. At the back, Heath-Shaw sweeps for the Magpies into the hands of Lockyer.
And what about Presti Giacomo? He's kept Matthew Lloyd to 1 goal. He's been outstanding again.
Harry O'Brien to beautiful-handed Leon out there.
Leon.
Lovely one juke grab. Leon goes to Cloak and/or Dick. And it's out of play in between the two of them. So 50 out from Collingwood City end goal. There'll be a ball thrown in. 7-13 to 15-11. Collingwood by a whopping 46 points.
What Leon did with that mark is he showed everyone how to extend the jukes. That's exactly how you do it. Put them in front of the eyes, full extension, take the mark there. We've never got an issue if you do that Leon style.
I'm going to speak to Leon after the game, Bristol, and just find out why he won't return your calls.
Yes. Is there a rift? That's what I would like to know.
Yeah, well, here's the red-bitted Reamers, who's on half-back. Don't know that the red-bitted man could ever be one of mine. There's a little bit of sort of something about him that's not quite right. Hocking, handball inside Lovett. Lovett on the edge of the square. Nice player and all of that sort of thing. As Lovett takes a bounce, gets through a bit of traffic, then sends it forward, bound with a long ball, got it. Yeah. Nursed it home from 40. Andy Lovett with a lone run. 8-13-61 the Bombers to Collingwood 15-11-101 on the Triple M McDonald scoreboard.
Haven't seen too much of that from Andrew Lovett. He's up to 24 possessions now, but really hasn't had much impact on the game. He just started to run and bounce, and actually was almost an afterthought. I thought Goldsack was going to run him down, but then a quick step off the right, took him around another opponent, and he finished well.
Chief, right in front of us though, Hocking had the footy. He was going to handball outside until the bloke who was on the outside pointed to the inside. So that's how they sort of deviated from their game plan a bit.
Ace of Gems saying a bit of replay just showed an angry Mick Malthouse in the Collingwood box throwing off the headphones in disgust.
Wow,
Someone didn't do something right.
Even with a 40-point lead, the intensity for Malton Milkhouse is high. As Didak out of there just sort of hooks it towards the Great Southern Stand wing. Beams, overran it. Lonergan picked it up. His low one to Lucas. No free, couldn't take the mark. Wellingham's pick up very good. But he kicks it straight to Fletcher. How many plays, Stewart, for Fletcher?
Carlton natural blood stats. He's racked up 17 disposals.
To Reamers, so not really a great disposal count, and therefore I probably shouldn't have gone for it. Skipworth, Hocking at half forward to Stanton. Takes it just inside 50, punt road end.
He's just laboured along a bit. He's had 26 touches, but I don't reckon he's really been able to break lines and get into dangerous spaces.
It's amazing the numbers that some players can rack up while having no impact on the game these days.
Brent Stanton. Drop punt is low and straight looking. No mark taken on the line there by Lovett Murray. And the Collingwood defence did a nice job of bringing it away. And Maxwell's kick just inside the field of play will be thrown in.
So this full scoreboard, 15-11-101 Collingwood to Essendon, 8-13-61, 77,699 here tonight. Collingwood are going to go on and win their 6th consecutive game. They play the Bulldogs at the Dome next week. And for the Bombers, well, they play Sydney at the SCG. They're on the road and they travel. Here's Stanton from 60 out, a centering ball to a dangerous position. And Lloyd extends the jukes and takes a lovely mark. Geez, hands have been clean above head tonight. He'll line up 30 out directly in front.
Which probably says just how good a job Presti's done, because he has had really clean hands. Prestigiacomo has conceded just the 17 goals from 14 games.
He was angry at getting beaten then too, berated himself. Took a good contested mark from Lloyd.
Well, he'll be doing his best to put Lloyd off here.
Hasn't kicked well tonight. Matty Lloyd's missed a couple he certainly should have kicked.
35 metres out, couldn't be any further than directly in front. Comes in, good run up. Approach on the way, that one's straight and centre. That's a good goal from Lloyd. 9 goals, 13-67 to Collingwood, 15-11-101 at the 26-minute mark of the final quarter on the Triple M McDonald scoreboard.
Just wondering if we're going to revisit that finish time. As
what is it, Tom?
56 seconds left and just about 2 minutes past 10.
Early finish.
Brian?
Well, you didn't hear me piping up in the meeting.
No.
I'm not sure whether this is what we're about. It's 67-101. And the umpire has it back in the centre thanks to Vodafone, the #1 telecommunications network on the planet. There's 133353 is the celebrations open line helping you celebrate. Jump on, get a piece of bristle. Also the Chief and Gaz, the biggest names in football, or Doc if you've got a medical question, or Chua if you've got a statistical question. Reema's out of there. Handball to Lovett was broken up. Here's Harry O'Brien to the wing and Beams. Handball forward, Swan to Didak. Can they go all the way here, the Magpies, to Leon? 40 out. 45-degree angle, City end.
Yeah, you'd expect this to be a soda for Leon from here.
Nice run and share. Nice work from Alan Didak. Got first possession at half back and then ended up delivering inside 50. That's hard running.
20 seconds left. Leon with the set shot. Has kicked one tonight. Improves the angle, kicks it high.
Funny looking ball.
And has pulled it left.
Got too close at the end.
15-12-102 to 9-13-67. And that is the final score as the siren sounds.
Yes, a 35-point win for the Magpies. Their 6th consecutive win. 15-12-102 to the Bombers. 9-13-67 in front of 77,699 here tonight. Doc will be going down into the rooms for Triple M football. We're going to be taking your calls on the Celebrations open line, 133353. You can send a text at any stage you like, 1999-1051.
Watched Kyle Remus last week doing a fair bit of after-game work. And,
on to Brad Dick.
Just watching tonight, he's having a look around. He's just wondering where's Dids and where's Meadows, Swanee.
Big smiles to everyone. Just get back over the troops there, Kylie. Look, he's hanging out the back looking for anyone else that wants to shake his hand. That's got Pachone potential written all over it. Pachone, of course, is someone that likes to buddy up next to the opposition's best players.
Josh Fraser joins us tomorrow out at 12 o'clock. Thought his game tonight was great. Don't know whether he was under any pressure or whether he felt under any pressure, but to redeem himself after the Anzac Day clash, where he got a bit of a hiding from Paddy Ryder after David Hill went down, attracted some criticism from Grant Thomas, said he dogged it on occasions, or one occasion. Well, tonight he stood really tall. I don't know, Mick was looking really agitated on the Ace of Gemstone computer replay. You're not privy to why. They might have certain things they expect at certain times, but it's just about ticks nearly every box in terms of round 14 victory.
Do you reckon Mick sensed a bit of a live kill that they missed?
Yeah, it might have been, because they had him. They had him at their mercy. And they at one stage there, when they got to within 24 points, I thought they'd really just taken the foot off the pedal there, but they straightened up and probably could have won by more, but in the end you might take a 6-goal victory.
I would have thought, especially against an opponent that's been very dangerous in season 2009. All right, the telephone number, 133353. That is the open line, thanks to Celebrations, helping you celebrate. If you're a Collingwood fan and you're happy with what you've seen, this is 6 in a row, Brian.
Yes, it is indeed, and they play the Dogs, the Hawks, the Blues and Brisbane next. So their next month is full of genuine finals contenders. And so they're going to find out a lot, because really you could easily say that Collingwood haven't beaten too many of the best sides in the competition so far. Well, they got Brisbane early in the year, and other than that it's been Melbourne, North, West Coast, Port, Melbourne twice, Sydney, Fremantle, and now the Bombers, who are up there as well, I guess.
Those 4 all in Melbourne, I think.
Yes, they play a heap of games, JB, at the MCG. They play 5 of their remaining, 8 or 9 games at the MCG. 3 of the next 4 are here at the MCG, the other one at the Dome.